right, if you're watching the playback on YouTube, welcome. You will see me talking on multiple platforms. I'm on WAP, TikTok, and Kick, as well as YouTube. My little disclaimers I always give. If you ever catch me live, you can do $5 personal questions. It is my Cash App. Your Cash App, EeshUrHeartOut, is the same as all my names on my platforms. My name is the same across all my platforms on YouTube, TikTok, Kick, WAP. It's the same as EeshUrHeartOut everywhere. My Cash App is EeshUrHeartOut. If you would like personal one-on-one readings, you guys can subscribe to my WAP. It's my tarot circle. It is linked in my description, on my pages, on my TikTok bio, all that good stuff. Today we are going to go in order. Hey, welcome. Thank you. I'll be like, if I ain't going out, I gotta at least dress up for the camera. If I'm not gonna do nothing, I might as well use the outfits. But thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna go in order today. So we're starting with Aries. If you're new to watching this, if you're watching a playback, we're gonna do Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces in that order. And then tomorrow I will go backwards. Tomorrow I'll most likely be going live at night because we're going to do a beach day. So I'll probably go live at night. And if you don't see me at night, that means I was too tired from the beach. But I should be on there at night. We're going to keep it general. As y'all know, I'm still kind of rebuilding my channel, rebuilding my audience. When it gets a little more, I guess people will start switching it up. Like I used to do the love readings, career readings, things like that. But for now, we'll keep it general. Thank you so much for the gift on TikTok. Those of you watching on TikTok, y'all know I gotta give you the disclaimer. Please do not get scammed. I'm going to repeat it if there's more people that join. Please do not get scammed. This is my only page. I will never DM you. I will never offer to do any spell work, anything like that. That's not me. All right, the only way you can get personal readings if you subscribe to the WAP page. You can end the subscription at any time, so it doesn't lock you in. If you're done after a month, you got your reading, you're good to go. All right, so we're going to get started. We're going to go in order. So Aries is first up. Also, let me know what y'all signs are. I just kind of like to know who's here. We used to do it that way too. Whoever dropped their signs in the chat and it was first come, first serve. So I might, go back to doing that when we get some more people joining. What's today's date? The 11th. So yeah. All right, let me timestamp this. The timestamps will be in the description. If you're watching me on Kick or TikTok, it'll be up on my YouTube. I think Kick saves the streams too. So if you watch Kick. Okay, shout out to the Virgo. All right, Virgo in the house. Okay, Sagittarius, fellow Sag. I don't know. I think you're the same Yolanda, I think. I know there's a Yolanda that was a Sagittarius that followed before when I was on here before. All right, let's see. Okay, Archer, another Sag. I know Amelia's a Sag, my fellow Sages. Oh, yes, okay. Hey, girl. I thought that was you. Okay. All right, Aries, we're going to get started with y'all. I had a crazy dream with an Aries in it last night. That dream was all over the place. I have no idea what it meant. All right, so let's see. What's the energy for my Aries? What is the most important scenario for the Aries here? Most important scenario for the Aries. Okay, dominance. This is about, of course, dominating, controlling something, having full control over a scenario. Okay, Scorpio moon. All right, so let's see. Ooh, Virgo, Scorpio, moon. That's an interesting combo. Okay, Aries. Shout out to the Aries. So the center of your reading is dominance, Aries. What is the dominant energy here? Let's see what the dominant energy or who's in a dominant position. Okay, courage. All right, so that's interesting. So, like, if there's a scenario, if you're wondering whether or not you should do something, I feel like courage is the underlying, like, issue here. Maybe you're afraid. Now, if you're wondering, like, why is somebody able to be in such control, or why are they able to act like this, do this, accomplish this, courage is what controls this scenario, okay? That is the dominant energy here. All right, if you know a Gemini, maybe a Gemini like this card for their energy. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome. All right, so what role do you play here, Aries? Let's see. Okay, passion. All right, so it's something that you desire. I feel like it's something you desire to do. Maybe you just need the courage to do it. But let's see, what else do you desire here? Thank you. Thank you for the gift. This could also be maybe you're attracted to somebody. All right, if we're talking about that scenario. But what do you desire here, Aries? You got vision and guidance. Interesting. So it's like you want to see what somebody else sees. You want to understand how somebody else is able to do something. I feel like you want, like, you have a certain vision that you have for yourself, something that you actually want to come to fruition. All right. What other energy should you be in here? Now, you literally may desire to see somebody, like literally you desire to go see someone, visit them. I'm also getting like on a very like everyday level, you may desire like you just want to go out. Guidance is like the 3 of Cups. If you know in the regular tarot, they're kind of like celebrating, drinking, partying. So maybe you kind of just want to go different places, do different things, try new hobbies. All right. What other energy should you be in here, Aries? And then we're going to get... Okay, mystery. Okay, so with mystery, of course, this could be keeping something to yourself. But I feel like this looks more like exploring something that you've never seen before. Like kind of going into unknown territory. All right, let's see. Now, it could be that you need to keep something to yourself. Maybe you need to hide it. Let's clarify that real quick. If it's something very serious, whenever I get the mystery card, if that is your advice, I don't always verbally say, like, what you should hide. Because people cross-watch for different, you know, signs and things like that. Hey there on Kick. Welcome. What should you maybe keep to yourself here with mystery? But I feel like this is more about you going into the unknown since the center of the reading is courage. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. This is more about you going into the unknown. Okay. Let's see here. Let's get 8 cards. Get 8 cards. If there's something that you desire to do, you know, you don't always need like a second opinion on things. Like, don't be like, oh, I want to go here. What do you think about this? Maybe you should keep it to yourself and like explore something new without another person's opinion. All right, that could be what you actually need to do here. Thank y'all for the likes. I appreciate y'all. No, I cannot. But you can go get a prescription steroid ointment for eczema. They have them. All right, let's get 8 cards. They definitely have them. All right, so you got the Knight of Swords, the Chariot. Could be dealing with a Cancer, the Hermit, Virgo energy. Okay, Justice. 2 of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles, the Tower. Oh, you got a lot going on. The 10 of Pentacles. Okay, y'all, you have a lot of major arcana here. Okay, so first of all, I do see somebody able to do something by themselves. The Chariot and the Hermit, to me, 7 and 9, those are numbers of the self. All right, so I feel like somebody's able to do things alone. They're kind of going in, rushing in and able to do it. Their mind... Like the Knight of Swords is a card of your mind kind of rushing into something. It's air, so it's mental. So somebody's able to kind of rush into something solo by themselves. All right, and then you have the Justice. So there's an energy where this can cause somebody, again, it causes somebody to kind of go out on their own while there's other people who don't need to do, or don't need to, this person, sorry, let me slow down. This person is able to go out on their own and they don't need these people, right? They don't need these extra people. And then you have the Tower and the 10 of Pentacles. So it's almost like somebody's ability to go out on their own. I feel like it gives them unexpected like abundance or unexpected opportunities. All right, we're going to clarify whatever else this is too. Now, the major signs that are out, you have Cancer, Virgo, Libra, and Aquarius. All right, so if you're dealing with those signs... Let's see what else this is. Let me see what the Tower is, because the Tower is typically something that's unexpected or like an unexpected shift or a brand new perspective on things. So what is the norm here? And then we'll see what's... Oh, yeah, see, normally somebody needs partnership, or normally in a situation, somebody needs to do something paired up. Okay, what else? What's actually occurring with the Tower? I'm also getting two. This could be a shift in a perspective of partnership. Let's see. Now we got Desire, 2 of Cups. Yeah, the Ace of Cups. See, there's one. That's somebody doing something alone, solo, doing something new here. I'm also getting too, if there's any question about dating, we can ask about that. And I'm only saying that because I pulled passion with the Two of Cups, Ace of Cups. If there's any question about dating, somebody in this scenario, they are, I wouldn't say self-centered in a bad way, because courage to me, if you have the courage to go after what you want, that's not necessarily self-centered, even though we're kind of programmed to think that sometimes. But if this is a dating situation, somebody dates how they want, who they want, make sure it fits within themselves, things like that. What does an individual have the courage to do here? Because I feel like this is you kind of, I don't want to say comparing yourself to somebody, but you could see something that you actually desire for yourself, but the energy behind it is courage. The people who have what you desire in this moment are courageous. What else do they have the courage to do here? Yeah, confidence. Another card of being alone. This is the Nine of Pentacles. Thank you for the compliment, Tony. But this is the Nine of Pentacles. This is another card of solo. They have the courage to be by themselves. They have the courage to do something independently. So if you're wondering that, you know, yeah, see, self-esteem, another card of being, this is the Nine of Wands, another 9. So this is a card of like being able to be left out. This is Aries currently, y'all. If you're just now joining, we're on Aries. We're going to go in order. All right, so I'm going to clarify this cause and effect whenever justice comes out here. So what else is the cause? All right, figure it's kind of somebody, you know, moving solo. All right, the Strength card. Again, another Leo is a card of your ego, your pride. I mean, this is very lined up. This is very specific. This could also be dealing literally with a Leo with the Strength card. All right, and then what is the effect? Maybe somebody dealt with a Leo and they were in a position where they were, you know, taught to be independent. Like maybe somebody's parent is a Leo and they taught them to do things on their own, or you know, something like that. All right, what is the effect here? Skill, Libra. Okay, let me get one more. Yeah, pride. Leo rules pride. So this is, if it is a Leo, that's what they rule. I'm also getting two, like, there's an energy where something brings attention to a scenario. It's like because somebody's able to do something alone, they actually get more attention. This is like the Six of Wands. So this will be people watching, people observing. I'm also getting two, whenever I get the Strength card, I always think about the number 8. All right, so that's the infinite, you know, that's the infinity sign. It's kind of like somebody constantly doing something for themselves, constantly being alone, or constantly being able to go out on their own. Maybe somebody's put in a scenario where they have no choice. They're not afraid to do it. So yeah, this is the cause of it. If you're wondering, maybe somebody is literally influenced by a Leo. Like I said, they rule with pride and ego. All right, if this is about a Leo, shit, that's that's how they are. All right, so your reading is very kind of straightforward here. I'm going to clarify the Tower one more time because that's a pretty big card, but what do you normally expect here with the Tower? Yeah, see, self-esteem. Normally in this scenario, somebody should feel insecure, left out. They should feel that energy. All right, what's actually occurring as a result of the Tower? Thank you for the compliment on YouTube. Let's see, what's the result of the Tower? Spirituality. So maybe they have faith in themselves. They're optimistic. All right, they don't. I'm also getting too, if somebody's supposed to feel left out, maybe they have something that, you know, it gives them like a spiritual grounding. It gives them optimism within themselves. If somebody had to be isolated, 9 times out of 10, maybe they found some sort of spiritual grounding, some sort of spiritual gifts, you know, maybe they started to study spiritual belief systems. It may have given them more confidence, things like that. All right, so what's the outcome here for you, Aries? And then we're going to go ahead and do Taurus. You said you're a loner, you're a Leo. What's the outcome here for the Aries? Okay, you got emotions and guidance again. Let me get one more in defiance. Interesting. So I feel like so in this scenario, you may be guided by your emotions to do something against the grain. What might trigger your emotions here? Courage. Yeah, so it all is, yeah, this may bother you if it's like, because if you're expecting to like be partnered with somebody, or I feel like this person that you're dealing with, they're very, they'll go do whatever they want. It could trigger you because you're like, oh, I wish I could do that. The only thing separating you from another individual and what you guys have in this scenario is literally courage. All right. Now, if it's a scenario where, because, okay, let me just give a disclaimer, guys. I tend to call people out. So Aries, if you're in a scenario where you want somebody to feel lonely, like you're like, damn, they don't even feel lonely, they don't feel single, they don't feel like they're isolated, like without me, is that kind of scenario. This person is not afraid of being alone. This is just not that type of person. That's not what they're thinking about. All right, so that's Aries. Let me write my little notes. Y'all know I like to keep the info. All right, we're doing Taurus next. Welcome, everybody. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for the likes, follows, all that great stuff. We're going to order. Again, if you're watching me on TikTok, this will be timestamped up on my YouTube. And if you're on Kick, and if you're on WAP. So I'm all I'm on all the platforms, y'all. Happy Saturday. It's cloudy, so I decided to do all my laundry and just go live. So I will be in the house because I think it's going to storm today. Hopefully it don't storm tomorrow. I do want to go to the beach. All right, Taurus, y'all are up next. That's good. You said, what would be the score of England versus Norway? I don't even watch soccer, baby. I don't. All right, Tauruses, let's see. What's the scenario for the Tauruses? What's the sitch for my Tauruses here? Let's see. Okay, peace. All right, so this is being okay with the scenario, being okay with whatever's going on, not worrying about it, not overthinking it. Sometimes this can also represent just flat out not even noticing something or not paying attention to it, but we'll clarify what that is as well. But what are we at peace with here, Tauruses? Okay, resisting. Resisting self-love. Interesting. So somebody doesn't really even have to, like, okay, so with resisting self-love, somebody does not notice that. They don't notice that they're resisting doing something for themselves or resisting making themselves feel comfortable. Also, somebody doesn't overthink about that. Like, they're not worried about making somebody feel comfortable. They're not worried about being surrounded by people. Self-love can also be like wanting to put yourself into isolation. This person they don't overthink about that. They don't worry about that. All right, so what other role do you play here, Taurus? Because that could be you, of course. But what role do you play here, Taurus? Let's see. Okay, order. Okay, so first of all, just on a regular everyday thing, you're bringing order to a scenario. You're either organizing it, planning it, things like that. Okay, what are you considering first here, Taurus? Whenever I get order, it's like you have a certain order to things. Like, yes, you're organizing, or yes, you're planning, or you're, scheduling, budgeting, but you do have something that you would consider first, most importantly, before the other elements of a scenario. So what are you considering first or putting first here, Taurus? Okay, voice. Okay, so what needs to be discussed? So first off, you're like, look, we need to discuss everything. Everything needs to be put on the table first. We need to, make sure everything is mapped out. All right, so what needs to be discussed here, Taurus? Okay, emotions. All right, so if you have a person that you're dealing with, And we're talking about like a conversation. One with peace, that's also an element of not talking. Okay, because it's like rest. It's like nothing's going on. So if this is an individual, they're not saying how, okay, I would actually rather do this for myself, but I'm resisting doing that. I'm trying to consider you, Taurus, or I'm trying to consider everybody else in the group. This person's not saying that. All right. Now, also on the other hand, they could just not notice that they don't put themselves first, or they don't consider their own emotions. Somebody doesn't even notice it or think that way. All right, but you're like, look, first we got to discuss how you feel about a scenario. How does everybody feel? I feel like, too, you may want to discuss, because sometimes this can be like somebody who cannot control their emotions, like emotional outbursts. All right, so that needs to be discussed here. All right, what other energy should you be in here, Tauruses? And then we'll get the tarot for you. Love, okay. Yeah, so I feel like you do have to, yeah, this looks like a combo where it's like, okay, at the root of it, you and another person, this other person, they're not telling you the fact that, like, look, I don't even consider how I feel when I do this, that, and the third for you, Taurus, or, things like that. So just be considerate towards somebody. Make sure that you are considering other people's emotions. Also with love, this is all kinds of love. So maybe it's time for you to be more out there with people, surround yourself with other people, things like that. So let's see. And then after I get the tarot, I'm going to clarify what else you need to do out of love for someone. Because I feel like the root of it is like somebody low-key is like, yeah, I could go do blah, 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 but I'm not doing that. So, just consider how somebody else feels here. All right, let's get 8 cards. Okay, you got the Star, the King of Wands, the Ten of Swords. Literally, we see the truth about groups of people. The Star, Aquarius, rules groups of people. This could be an Aquarius. All right, so we see the truth here about an Aquarius, or the truth about large groups of people, or if everybody is around each other, this is what's going to happen, All right, 3 of Wands, 9 of Wands, 2 of Cups, the World, okay. And then the 7 of Swords. Okay, so first of all, because we can see the truth about something, manipulation is not going to work. We're going to figure out what somebody is trying to manipulate here. What's the Star card here that we can see visibly? All right, yeah, confidence. So it's about being a unique identity within the group. So this could be about this Aquarius, like they're fine being by themselves, or they're fine being independent. Okay, what comes to an end with the World card? What comes to an end here? Yeah, resistance. Okay, so somebody is going to actually bring this up. What is the 7 of Swords? What is the intended outcome? The intended outcome is leadership. To lead someone to do what? I feel like somebody's trying to lead somebody in a certain way. Yeah, respect. This is your card, Taurus. Somebody's trying to lead. Like, I feel like you're trying to lead somebody to... You and a Leo? Are you with a Leo? Somebody's trying to, like, I feel like you're trying to lead somebody to have respect for you, or to respect your wishes in this scenario, and that's why you have love here. What's actually going to occur? I feel like, too, somebody could be trying to lead you in a Leo to do a specific thing. All right, transition. Where did we go? Somebody could also actually move or move on from a situation. What was the starting point with transition, and where are we going? Okay, well, so we got dominance, transition to what? Interesting. Sexuality, yeah, courage again, and ambition. So I feel like this is about somebody having control over a situation with dominance. Somebody has the courage to make their own decisions now. So courage is probably going to be the center of these readings here. What else do you need to do out of love here, Taurus, for an individual? Okay, humor. You may need to allow them to, like, have fun, allow them to kind of relax. You know, I don't think there's anything, like if there's something where you want somebody to do something specifically with you, for you, allow that person to enjoy what they want to enjoy as well. Because I feel like that's the whole root of your reading here. All right, what is the outcome here for you, Taurus? Allow somebody to do something that they enjoy, or, you know, yeah, healing. All right. Healing, courage, defense, determination, and rebellion. All right. So this is the thing too, like you don't have to, you may want somebody to do something strictly for you. Taurus, you are a fixed sign, so you may have like certain things where you're like, okay, everybody has to do this with me, or you might be being a little stubborn, or something like that. But at the end of the day, out of love, let somebody be happy. Let somebody enjoy something that they want to enjoy, and things like that. I feel like too, with courage, defense, determination, and rebellion, don't, maybe you need to have fun. Maybe you need to lighten up. Maybe you're trying to be too by the book. I had like, I used to have a Taurus friend that was very strict about like his birthday parties. And it was like, okay, it's a party though. Like we're supposed to be like, you could, I know Tauruses could be very meticulous and things like that. So allow somebody to enjoy themselves, have fun. Oh yeah, that's right. Your order. I forgot. Yeah, you're organizing something. So make sure, you know, make sure something's fun. You know, this reminds me of, I don't, she's not a Taurus, but it just reminds me of, I don't know why I just thought about this, when Kourtney Kardashian wanted to do a Candyland themed party, but she didn't want the kids to have any candy. It's something, it's something like that. It's like, calm down, Taurus. It's okay. All right, so that was Taurus. We're gonna do Gemini next. Let me write my things here. Okay, Gemini. Gemini's up next. Do we have any Geminis? Thank y'all for the likes. I appreciate y'all. If you're on TikTok, this will be time stamped up on my YouTube. If you're on Kick, same message. I think it's up on Kick though. I think it's saved on Kick if that's your app of choice. All right, Geminis. There was a Gemini that used to watch me. He ended up in jail. He was weird though. I knew something was a little off. But anyway, nah, shout out to the Geminis. I like Geminis. Y'all cool. Y'all cool with me. All right, what's the energy surrounding Geminis? What is the energy surrounding my Geminis? Okay, sexuality. So this, first of all, yes, we could be talking about dating, sex, things like that. But this is your card. Y'all know y'all are the Lover's card, the masculine and feminine. So that it could literally just be you. But the center of your reading is sexuality, being attracted to one another, romance, masculine versus feminine, so on and so forth. All right, what role do you play here, Geminis, in this reading? Okay, love. All right, yeah. So this looks like a love reading, like a romance reading. You care about somebody, you're attracted to them. You're making sure that the other person you're involved with feels good about themselves or feels good in the scenario. All right, what other energy should you be in here, Geminis? What other energy should you be in? Okay, skill. So this is Libra energy, right? So this looks like a very like romantic relationship type of thing. This is also about like being balanced, being fair. Hey, welcome. This is about being balanced, fair. Also care about like the cause and effect of a scenario if you're doing something out of love or in this relationship. If you're dealing with a Libra, this is my Libra card, Gemini. So you may need to like deal with a Libra, talk to a Libra, things like that. But let's see what else. Oh, dang, not my earring. I'll put that on in a second. All right, let's see what else. What else do you need to do to be fair or diplomatic in this partnership or situation? Okay, transition. Let's see to what. So transition could be like maybe you actually need to go visit somebody, go see them, put the time in to go see that individual. If it's not physically moving or traveling with them, it's like a mindset that you're transitioning to. So let's see, what's the transition into what? Oh, damn. Yeah, skill again. Okay, so literally, if you deal with a Libra, go see them, or you need to start being more balanced or more diplomatic in this relationship or in this scenario. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Let's get the cards here. Let's see. Um, with justice coming out twice, that also, I don't know if there's anything, if anybody's dealing with anything legal, that's the legal card right there. Like, that's actual justice, karma, court systems. So if you're wondering, you may literally need to go to court. Like, if you're, like, say, because you're in love. So if you're doing something out of love for an individual where you don't want to do anything legal, you may need to take legal action. I'm just throwing it out there. That's if that's something you need to do. I don't know, but we'll see. All right, but literally physically go see a Libra, go talk to a Libra, or start to be more diplomatic in the scenario that you're in. All right, so let's get 8 cards here. You say you're an Aries and people think you're racist. What does that have to do? What does that have to do with anything? All right, let's see. All right, so you got the Emperor, the 2 of Wands, the 4 of Cups. Yeah, the Lovers. Here you go with the Lovers. Okay, so first of all, it looks like, before I even continue, I feel like whoever you're dealing with, and it can be an Aries or just a man, because we did talk about sexuality. So you could be an Aries, but it's like you're not willing to listen to them. I feel like you're not willing to listen to who this person is. Even though you might be being romantic or something like that, you're not willing to like open up about what this person needs. Yeah, judgment. So you're saying something here. 3 of Swords, the Sun, and then the 9 of Pentacles. Let's see what you're saying in judgment. Unless you're just saying something romantic. Let me take that one earring off, right, so I can get the other one later. Let's see, Lovers. Let's see, Gemini. What are you saying here, Gemini? Because also you have, when you have the Judgment, 3 of Swords, and the Sun, it looks like everything you're doing is literally about you, or you're just focused on you. But what else are you saying in the Judgment? Let's see. Okay, you guys, spirituality, peace, and resilience. Okay, so you're talking about your own belief systems. Okay, what is your belief system here with spirituality? Mystery. What do you feel like should be hidden? You're like, no, you should hide that, or that should be kept a secret. What should be hidden here? Connectivity and mood. And then there you go again, sexuality and knowledge. Okay, you're talking about something you have. So basically what this looks like is you feel like you have more information. What do you have knowledge on, Gemini? You're like, I have more knowledge on this, or okay, what do you have knowledge about, Geminis? All right, fluidity. So you're like, yeah, something is ebbs and flows. So with connectivity and mood, you're like, why do you think everything's supposed to be sad or boring? Or you're like, that's why you're bored, or that's why you're sad, that's why you're depressed. You're like, no, I know that things change, or there's ebbs and flows to a scenario. Something is not always going to be stagnant. Something's not always going to be sad or depressing. This is what you're talking about. So you could be trying to instill like some optimism into another individual. Let's see what you should do. Let's see what the skill energy is. I mean, you're saying, I mean, if you're doing this out of love, you're trying to, I feel like you're trying to cheer somebody up, or you're trying to let somebody know, like, it's ebbs and flows, it's ups and downs, it's not going to remain stagnant. All right, so what's skill here for you, Gemini? All right, so yeah, you have the Hierophant. So yeah, you're skipping steps. So you're going from Aries to Gemini, you skip Taurus energy. You could not be considering somebody else's standards, or this is a card of like respect, loyalty. It's almost like you don't have respect for something. Again, if there is a court case involved, this could be literally like representing going to court. Okay, I just have to throw that possibility out there. I don't think that's what this is, though. All right, so what is somebody else's standard? Because it's almost like you're not really considering that part. You kind of just got the Fool, the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Page of Swords. Oh, okay. I feel like somebody wants their freedom. Let's see. What is somebody's standards, or what is the respect element that we're missing here? It's like you're kind of skipping a step. Okay, resistance. All right, resist. What are we supposed to be resisting here? Okay, style, finesse, and change. You're like, stop, don't try to change something later. Don't. So there's something about a Cancer here. Stop allowing, it's like you're like, stop changing something up when we get, so basically you're like, stop changing the scenario when we get to the point of emotions, or like somebody emotionally, they'll change what's really going on. Something should not change as we're in it. The rules need to be established beforehand with the Hierophant. What are we intending to change here? What's the scenario? And then we'll see what somebody's trying to change it into. Okay, ambition, change it into what? So something is like repetitive. Yeah, superstition. This is, okay. I don't know. This is hard. It's like I could see it. I'm trying to figure out what part you play. It's almost like there's something repetitive that we keep seeing. It's a pattern. It could literally be somebody's job, like somebody actually gets paid to do something, but somebody's trying to change it into something that's fake or make believe. But you're like, no, this is real. It's actually a pattern. What? Okay, I feel like this is shifting. What is the actual pattern here? Let's see. What's the pattern, or what keeps repeating? Yeah, connectivity, self-love, and then change. So, okay, whatever this is, somebody keeps, if you're doing something out of love, Gemini, somebody is going to continuously change up on you or switch up on you. Okay, let's break it down. All right, thank you for staying too, because now I got it. Okay, this is what you're doing. You're doing something out of the kindness of your heart. You're trying to make sure that everybody else or another person involved is comfortable, right? The reason you need to transition to skill is because you need to think of the causes and effects of that, or you need to start thinking about something in a logical sense, right? Skill is air, it's Libra, it's logical. So you're doing something to make sure somebody feels good, but that may not be the most logical choice for you, because what I'm seeing is there's no set standard or set rules in place. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying about if there's something legal involved, there needs to be like an actual court, like an actual court document, a contract, something written in stone, like an actual legal process. Because if it's not that deep and it's just like dating or something like that, literally somebody keeps, as soon as they want to feel comfortable, or as soon as they need to make themselves feel comfortable, they change whatever the scenario is happening, and you can repetitively see it. You can see it happening. It's not like with ambition, this is like, that's the Eight of Pentacles. So it's something tangible. Pentacles are something we can touch, see, we experienced it, we were there. It's repetitive, but somebody's trying to change it to be like, oh no, that's not real, you're overthinking it. It's like, no, you just did that though. I just watched you do that. So like, say there was children involved, and I'm just using this example because I'm getting like something legal. Like, say there's kids involved, right? And you're like, okay, well, every time it's time to buy something for the kids, you're not helping. Okay, well, you need to go get child support. Or if it's, say you guys do work together, like you're like, okay, well, every time I need to get paid, the money's coming up short. Or we run a business together, and every time it's time to plan the event, you're not there to help. Or so it's like nothing set in stone here. You need like actual rules. You need to actually think about the cause and effect of you not having any real rules or regulations here. All right, I feel like too, if you're with the Lover's judgment being spirituality, you may be doing something literally like in good faith, or you know, maybe your religion, you're like, okay, I'm going to be loving because of blah, blah, blah. But I feel like in reality, you need to think of like the actual effects of doing this in reality. Like take your belief systems out of it, or take like a, maybe you have like a love and light type of scenario, or we all love each other, or we all get along, or oh nobody, we don't see color, but it's like we keep seeing people getting lynched, or like it's something like we keep seeing it. So it's like it's repetitive, but somebody keeps changing, like, oh no, you're overthinking it, you're worrying, that's not real, but it is. So whatever the scenario is, you actually need like something concrete. If this is a relationship and it's not as deep as like something legal, you need to start setting a standard for yourself where you're not going to allow that to occur anymore. Because like maybe there's like a recurring pattern in your relationships, and somebody's like, oh well, you're overthinking it, and it's like, well, if I am overthinking it, let me just eliminate that. Then I won't date that type of person. I won't put myself in that type of scenario anymore. All right, so that's your reading, Gemini. Hope I said that clearly. Thank y'all for the likes. I appreciate y'all. Let me write that down real quick. All right, so Cancer is next. We're still in Cancer season, so happy birthday to the Cancers out there. Happy birthday to the Cancers. If you're watching me on TikTok, this is going to be up on my YouTube time stamped. All right, so it is going to be up there as well. All the videos are up there. You can watch for your sign. We're going in order of the zodiac. All right, so we're on Cancer. So my late signs. The next time, that means I'll just go in the reverse. I always switch it up. Excuse me. All right, Cancers. Also, TikTokers, do not get scammed. This is my only page here. All right, so do not get scammed. I will not DM you. I will not say that I'm doing spell work on you. None of that. That's not me, okay? That is not me. I'm not going to DM you. So don't worry. All right, so let's see. Cancers, what is the scenario for my Cancers? What's the situation for the Cancers? Okay, determined, focused, tenacity. All right. Oh, who's this? People always get mad somehow. Okay, here we go. So it's about focus, determination. All right, what are we determined to have? What are we focused on here? Hi, y'all on YouTube. Welcome. All right, what are we focused on here, Cancers? Okay, respect. Okay, literally, so somebody could be focused on a Taurus. All right, that is the Taurus card. Or somebody is focused on the rules here. What are the rules, regulations? Somebody's like, somebody could just genuinely be like determined to have respect. Like, you are going to respect me. You're going to respect what I do, blah, 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 or, you know, whatever. All right, so what role do you play here, Cancers? Or somebody just focused on a Taurus. What role do you play here for the Cancers? Happy birthday to y'all again. Okay, resistance. Okay, what might you be resisting here, Cancers? What are you resisting? Okay, perspective. Okay, so you don't want to agree with this. Maybe somebody's really focused on like a certain type of ideology or a certain level of like, I feel like this level of respect, you're like, no, I don't want to see it that way. I don't want to have that perspective. So, okay, what is this? So I'm going to assume if that's the scenario, then it's you and another person's perspective, right? So what is this other person's perspective? Let's see. What's this other person's perspective? Okay, finesse. All right, so somebody views something as like sneaky. I feel like too, somebody may think that something is not going to work. So I feel like too, somebody's viewing it like, no, this is somebody's intentions. That was their plan. That was their plan all along. That was their intentions all along. How do you want to view something? Or somebody may view it like that's your intentions, Cancer, or you're sneaky or something like that. Okay, how do you view this? You're like, nah, I don't want to see it that way. You view something as spirituality. So what are we looking at? What are we viewing this way? What are we looking at here? What somebody is saying. Okay, so it's a conversation. So you feel like what somebody says has like a deeper meaning. So you may feel like something's like, oh yeah, that's deep, or like they said that for a spiritual reading or a spiritual meaning, like that's really deep. That's and then somebody else is like, no, they're doing that on purpose. This would be like, okay, here, an example that I could think of is like, say you dating somebody, right? And they text you at 11:11. You're like, oh, that's a sign. Somebody else is like, girl, like he just purposely texts you at 11:11. He knows that you're into that. So he just texts you at 11:11, or like, it's just a coincidence, or it's something like that. You're like, no, it means something. It's deeper than that. So let's see, what is somebody saying here? What's being discussed? Another person's like, no, that's not, there's no spiritual connection with that. They're doing it on purpose. So what is somebody saying that you think is spiritual? Inspiration. Okay. For some people, this can be an Aquarius, but they're saying something inspiring and you feel like, oh yeah, like that has such a deep meaning. And I'm not trying to laugh, but yeah, and okay, what are they trying to inspire you to do, or what are they giving you inspiration to do? And another person thinks it's just bullshit. All right, innovation and transition and healing. Okay, let's see. So, what does this person feel like is somebody's intentions here? I'm also getting to, if you have a plan, you feel like, okay, yeah, I can do this plan. Like this person's inspiring me. I'm going to be able to do this. There's another individual. They're like, no, I don't think that plan's going to work. You know, you're still missing something. What does somebody feel like the intentions are here? Versatility, the Empress. Empress energy. And then innovation. Okay. Yeah, perspective. So this person's like, no, they're manipulating how you view it. You're thinking that they're inspiring you to do something. Okay. So that's why the focus is on respect. Somebody's like, okay, if they're inspiring you to create this, that, and the third, are the resources already there? Does this person respect you or your boundaries? Okay, so let's see, what energy should you be in here, Cancer? What energy should you be in here? Because you may not, you may not be wrong. All right, you have sexuality. How should you view this? So sexuality is Gemini energy. That's Mercury ruled. It's being maybe open to listening. Maybe you need to speak with a Gemini if they're involved, things like that. But how should you view whatever is being said here? Defiance. That's why we have respect here. All right, so there is like a rule of regulation, but it looks like it's going against something. Okay. All right, let's get more details. What is the rule or regulation that somebody is going against? Or they're supposed to have respect for something and they're completely disrespecting a certain thing. So what is the rule here that somebody's going against? Courage and peace. Okay. So the situation here, you're not supposed to worry, right? But it's actually going against that. What are they doing instead? Or this, I feel like something's creating a worry when it's not supposed to. Humor and resilience. something's supposed to be easy, but they're happy that it's difficult, or they're happy that there's like a struggle, or they're happy that it's difficult for you to get another opportunity. Okay, that's okay. All right, this is all right. It's going left. I feel like I don't want to pull too many cards. Let's see. Let's see. We're on Cancer if you're just now joining. I'm also up on my YouTube, y'all. Let's get 8 cards here. Okay, so the 6 of Wands, the Empress. Okay. So I feel like there is with sexuality here coming out, there is a woman. There's a woman that's popular. She's saying something in front of a group of people. She's presenting this thing here, and then the King of Swords. All right, so there you go, resisting. Queen of Wands, 4 of Wands, the 3 of Cups, the Hangman. Yeah, you don't want to see. Okay, you know what this is? The combination, for anybody that wants to read their own cards, this is just how I read it. Of course, if you start to read your own, you may have a different like perspective. But the 4 of Wands, 3 of Cups to me is a wedding. It's like a wedding, marriage, maybe a celebration. I feel like this is, maybe you think a wedding or marriage is spiritual. Like you're viewing. All right, now don't get mad at me, y'all. I'm just reading the cards. I feel like I feel like this is like a spiritual wedding, a spiritual connection, but it's something that somebody is saying though, and they're saying, okay, because here's the Hangman, like literally, this is something is being said to change your perspective. If somebody never brought this up, never said this to you, how would you view this? Because basically somebody's like, yeah, you would never even view it that way if you never heard that from the get-go. Yeah, see, potential is something tangible. Confidence and mystery. You may even want to keep something to yourself, or keep your resources to yourself, or hide something. What is the 4 of Wands, 3 of Cups here? Because it's kind of like passion. That's what something is rooted in sex. And you think, yeah, there you go, Cancer style, emotions. And then mood. You could be sad about something. Somebody may literally desire you to be sad or feel ashamed of something, but because it's like, let's remember that something is supposed to be difficult when it's supposed to be like peaceful or calm. It's not supposed to be difficult. You're like, no, I don't want to view it that way. This is meant to be, or this is spiritual. Who told you this, or where did you get this from? Maybe you're watching. You could be watching something. It could be just something that you learned, but who told you this? Yeah, passion. The person who, that could be an Aries, but the person that told you this, what do they actually desire or want out of a scenario? Now, somebody could be, this is I'm not going to lie, this looks a little fucked up. I'm not going to lie. This looks like something that's actually sexual. Somebody's trying to turn it spiritual, and it's not. Like, I don't know, like, ooh, you ever heard of tantric sex? But, they just want to have sex with you. Or like this is also like a spiritual cult, but they just want to have polyamory so that they can have sex. Like something is supposed to seem bigger than what it is. But I feel like and I'm only saying that because I pulled passion twice, sexuality. You got the Queen of Wands, 4 of Wands, like, what does this person desire? Because they want something out of this, and that's why you're being taught this or something. Yeah, for you to focus on love. I'm sorry. This is kind of a fucked up reading. I'm not going to lie. Like, I feel like you think something is spiritual, and they want you to, like, fall in love or something like that. Or somebody's telling you that it's spiritual so that you do something loving or kind. Like, you can even take sex or romance out of it. Like, oh, we should love everybody. And it's like, nah, it's some evil people in the world. Like, everybody doesn't deserve love. Or, yeah, you got love, change, and fight. So I feel like something's supposed to distract you. it's supposed to distract you from like the reality of a scenario. I feel like something is like kind of, it's like sexual or something. All right, that is your reading. I'm not going to overthink it or pull too many more cards, but I feel like you need to, I would really sit and think of like the root of why this is your perspective of whatever this is. And I feel like it has to do with love, sex, maybe even marriage or something like that. I would actually think about that. And when I say love, it doesn't even have to be like a couple. It can be the things that we do out of love for anybody. Anybody that we're friends, family with, the public, So just, because let's not forget, you're resisting this perspective. You're like, no, I don't want to believe that it's intentional. I don't want to believe that it's sneaky. I don't want to believe that I'm being manipulated. You want something to remain spiritual, so I would continue thinking about that. Like, if you're new to watching me, when I was first on here, I would always stress a million times over, especially the women who wanted love readings, about being careful believing in twin flames. Like, to me, I feel like that message was literally like purposely put on, like, I feel like that was purposely put online. That shit is not real. Like, I don't, it's something like that. Or, yeah. All right, what's the outcome for you, Cancers? I feel like you should, all right, you have pride. Yeah, see, don't have too much pride to follow your intuition. What is intuition telling you here? Because that's the first time I pulled it. Yeah, it's a mindset. You know that it's a mindset. You know you have a trap perspective already. Your intuition could be telling you that it's a trap, because this is like my Eight of Swords energy. You see, like she has the stuff around her, kind of like the Eight of Swords card. Yeah, there's vision. You need to change how you view something. It's like you know that you can't see the full picture. You know that you're not really seeing something clearly. All right, Cancers, that was your reading. Let me write this down. All right, Leo is up next. Shout out to the Leos. This lip gloss was supposed to be more red than this, but let me fix my lip gloss. We do a Leo next, y'all. If you're on all my platforms, this will be saved on YouTube and timestamped. It will be up on, well, they're gonna say it's gonna be up on Kick, but it's not gonna be timestamped. So just letting y'all know. All right. All right, it's supposed to be browner. Okay. I put some gold on it. All right, y'all. The viewers dropped. It went from 60 to 9 when I started telling the truth about sex. It went from 60 people to 9 people. All right, y'all. Let's see. We're doing Leo. If y'all are watching, if y'all have personal questions, y'all can join the WAP for personal questions. But we do keep it general here. Just in case we do. Also, we do the $5 Cash App questions. All right, Leo. Let me make sure this isn't frozen, because sometimes it does that when it's frozen. But I saw, oh, she put Leo. Okay, cool. All right, Leo is up next. That is so funny. Content creation is funny. All right, 59 minutes. That is so funny. It was probably some men. They saw the halter top and then they heard the message. All right, let's see. All right, Leos. I need to be a comedian. All right, we're on Leo. Welcome back. Thank y'all for following. Thank y'all for liking. All right, Leos. Let's see. These are general, y'all. So make sure, you know, you take what applies. All right. So what's the scenario for my Leos? What's the scenario for the Leos? If y'all are on TikTok, this is up on YouTube too. Ishu. It's EeshUrHeartOut. My name's Aisha. All right, what's the scenario for the Leos, y'all? What's the scenario for the Leos? Okay, passion. All right, so we keep pulling passion. All right, so this could also be like lust, things you desire. If it's not about like actual sex or anything like that, then it's just something that you desire, or it could be somebody you're attracted to, things like that. All right, so what role do you play here, Leos, in your reading, in your own reading? You are a fire sign. Passion is fire. All right, so what role do you play here, Leos? Okay, you're resistance too. Okay, so Cancer also was resisting. So let's see what you're resisting. Yours may be different. All right, so what are you resisting here? Leadership. Okay, so either you don't want to be the first person to do something, you don't want to have to lead anybody, or you don't want to listen to somebody else. Okay, what are you trying to do instead here, Leos? You're like, no, I don't want to listen to that, or I don't want to do that, but what are you doing instead with resistance? Okay, so finesse. Okay, so if this is literal, like you're supposed to lead, you don't want to, you're like, I don't know if it has anything to do with work or anything, but you're like, no, I don't want to lead. I don't want to initiate. I don't want to do it. I'm going to find a shortcut. Like you're trying to find a shortcut. I feel like too, something that you're doing is not working because you're supposed to do something new or initiate something new. So sometimes when I get finesse, this is about like, trying to do a plan and there could be something missing, like you have an intention but there's something missing from your plan where it's not working, but you are into, you know, you're being intentional about something else. You're kind of being like a little sneaky. That's the Seven of Swords. So what is your intended outcome here, Leos? You know what else too? You're resisting doing something new or initiating, and you're copying what somebody else is doing, not in a way where like, I mean, you could be stealing somebody's whole thing. You know, the Seven of Swords in the regular tarot is stealing something. But you could just be copying what somebody else does because you don't want to be the first to do something new. I feel like that's what it is. What energy should you be in here, Leos? What's the most important energy for you to be in? Like, you could just be following in somebody's footsteps. Okay, so confidence. Yeah, this is like doing something independently, using your own resources. Because what's your intended outcome with finesse? Oh, hustle. Okay. If this has anything to do with like business work, you're trying to get somebody to pay you money, invest in you, but you would work better alone, or you would work better if you use your own resources. Now, if your advice is this and you feel like you don't have enough money to do something, like maybe work a job, save it up and do it independently instead of trying to get like somebody to help you, a partnership. Okay, what's actually occurring here with hustle? Let's see, because you may actually, you know, it doesn't mean you're not going to get the money. You might actually get it, but let's see. Okay, dominance. Yeah, ambition. Something's like controlling how much you're willing to work or how much you're willing to put in. Now, if you're getting, like if you are working with somebody, they could be controlling how much you're able to make. Like maybe they're taking something off the top. I can give I can give like a personal example. I don't know if it applies to everybody, but like I was doing day trading and I was trying to use prop firms, but you have to make so much money for the company that it's really, you might as well use your own savings or your own money from your other job or something to make your own money or your own income doing it, because they take such a chunk. Like it could be something like that. Like something may seem like you're receiving help or assistance, but you're not. It's controlling how much you're able to work or how much you're able to make. Maybe you don't believe you can do it by yourself because this is what you're supposed to do. is confidence. I feel like too, what you're currently doing, this is the 9 of Pentacles, this is the 8. Like something's keeping you in like a repetitive cycle financially, or a repetitive cycle within your job or your career. All right, so let me get the passion is the center of this too. So what's the desire here? Now this could be like the energy that you're putting into it, the time, things like that, your ambitions. But what do you desire here? Okay, you got voice, skill, mystery, and superstition. Okay, let's we will see what that is. Maybe you want to speak up. Maybe you want to speak to a Libra about this or something. All right. Let's see. Now maybe you have a skill set and you want to teach it, voice and skill. That could be another thing too. Like because if you're resisting leadership, maybe you don't want to teach people, but you may make a lot of money teaching something that you know how to do. It just depends on what you guys like do here. All right, so let's see. Let's get 8 cards. Let's see. Or maybe you need to do, like, say you have like your own side hustle. Maybe you need to put it on social media, things like that. All right, so let's get 8 cards. Let's see. All right, you got the 2 of Swords, the 10 of Cups. This looks like you don't even realize how much support there is. Like there's a lot of people, but you don't realize it. But we want to continue. All right, you got, yeah, the Strength card. That's you, Leo. So you're bringing, do you not realize that you're bringing people to the table, or like people are watching you or something like that? Okay. Queen of Cups, the 8 of Swords, the Magician, the Chariot, the 7 of Wands. That's why you're like, why? Okay, are you trying to do something with a Cancer? I feel like are you trying to manipulate something with a Cancer here? You're like, no, I want you. Okay, okay. What are you doing in the Strength card? Because that's you, Leo. Okay, potential, emotions, and guidance. Okay, what are you able to create with the Magician? Or you're able to manipulate something, focus, in order. Yeah, I feel like, okay, what's the Chariot? We're going to see what's blocked out here. Yeah, so a Cancer is listening to you or following your lead. You're trying to, what is a Cancer guided to do here? Because something's off. This isn't making sense to me. I don't... So a Cancer can see the truth. Like if this is a person and you want somebody to invest or something like that, they're being guided to see the honest truth about what's going on here. If you're coming out as finesse, then they can see that. And the 7 of Wands being here means something is blocked out. What is the truth that they see here? I think you should do something independently or do something by yourself, because maybe people are like, okay, well, they're just copying what somebody else is doing. You're like, no, I don't want to be the first person to see. Okay, what's the truth about what? Love. What is this person? So you may need to watch the Cancer reading. I literally just told them that they're looking at something from a spiritual perspective when it comes to love and sex. Yours is more like about money, though. So I feel like you may think that the people who are helping you are trying to invest in you or something like that. I don't think they're really helping. I don't want to say it like, okay. I'm sorry. What is the truth here about love for this person that's seeing this? Yeah, transition, inspiration, and defense, and knowledge. It's like something is like, okay, I trust this person, so I'm blocking out the fact that I can learn something on my own. Or what else is being blocked out with the 7 of Cups? I mean, 7 of Wands. Because it's like, yeah, change. Something's supposed to change, and it's not. What's the issue? Something is supposed to change, but it's not. That's not changing. Yeah, it's manipulation, innovation. What is this supposed to change into? And if you're comparing yourself to somebody else, unfortunately, you didn't come out as innovation. Something's not working for you. I don't know if it's like manipulation or whatever with innovation. All right, what is this supposed to change into? Yeah, sexuality, spirituality, and rebellion. This is odd. Your reading's kind of throwing me off because I don't really know. Ooh, that was loud. It's like I don't really know what you're trying to do here and why it's blocked out. So what's missing from your plan, Leo? Keep in mind, this is your advice from the get-go. You're supposed to do something independently. If you get this card, that means that you can do something independently. You don't need another individual because this is what you want. Maybe you want like a partnership or another opportunity. There's nothing, you don't need that. Or what else is missing from your plan here? Potential. What is, okay, so it's almost like you don't see maybe you don't see the potential in yourself. And so you're like copying what somebody else is doing instead of being a leader, being an initiator. Or if you're planning to have something, like if this is what you want, that person doesn't even have the potential to give that to you. Or somebody doesn't even have the ability to contribute this to the business. What does something actually have the potential to become for you personally? Yeah, you got respect, voice, and versatility. It could be somebody actually telling you how to create this. Because like something is missing. Like what's missing from this other individual or this other entity that's supposed to help you? Because they don't have it. They're not helping or they're not contributing. Yeah, see, you have defiance and versatility. So this is completely different. This is respect. And this is defiance. They might not even respect what you're trying to create. Now, versatility is also the Empress, so it's feminine energy. I don't know if there's anything gender-wise here, because you do have sexuality. Maybe somebody doesn't have respect for women if you're a woman watching it, or they don't have respect for the creative part or something like that. Like, this could be like, say you have a creative business, right? Somebody doesn't have, like, respect for the arts, so they're not going to pay the artist, or maybe it could be as simple as like if you're a woman trying to do something, maybe somebody doesn't have respect towards you as a woman or something like that. But just overall, you are able to do something independently if you're wondering. Do not, don't forget that part. All right, what's the outcome for the Leos here? All right, that was a little all over the place. Let's see. What's the outcome for the Leos? Sorry, y'all. I'm not ignoring y'all. Yeah, mood. You got mood, mood, dominance, and emotion. So I feel like there's like a regret or something that could be triggering this or causing this. What might be triggering your mood real quick, Leos? All right, perspective on a blockage. You don't like how you're being viewed. Okay, how are you being viewed here? Maybe you don't like this. Let's see, how do you feel like you're being viewed, or what is somebody's perspective? You're like, you feel like you're being viewed as a manipulator. Innovation, you're like, I'm not manipulating. I feel like the reason it's coming off like that is because you're resisting the whole leadership. You need to do something innovative or different, or you're like, I don't like being viewed as a manipulator. I'm not manipulating, but how would you rather be viewed here? Or you just like, personality. You're like, no, that's just me. I'm not manipulating. I'm not copying. I mean, okay. What part of your personality do you want people to see? Yeah, I mean, it came back, intuition and confidence. So I feel like, but the reason you're coming off as a manipulator, because I don't know, I don't know you, but it's like this is your intended outcome. You want somebody to give you money, spend money, invest in something. You want a group of people around you. But right now, you're supposed to do something solo or independent or use your own finance or something like that. And that is what comes off as manipulation. All right, so I'm going to leave it there because at the end of the day, this was the most important energy. This is the Nine of Pentacles, is confidence. This is also about, like, the Nine of Pentacles has things around her. Like, she has her own resources. She can, I feel like you're not, if you think you are at a lack, you're not if this is your energy. All right, you may feel like you don't have the resources to do something, but you do. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there for the Leos. Okay, that was Leo. We're going to do Virgo next. Virgo is next. If y'all watching me on TikTok, this will be up on YouTube. It'll be time stamped. All right, Virgos. Let's see. Looks like I keep pulling passion and courage, I think. So let's see. All right, so what's the situation for the Virgos? What's the sitch for the Virgos? I try to do different lipstick colors, but I only like pink. All right, so determination. I think who had that? Cancer had determination as well, tenacity. All right, so being determined, being very focused, like wanting a specific thing, only that thing or whatever. But what are we determined to have, or what are we focused on here? Let's see. Okay, skill. All right, we could be dealing with a Libra. I get Virgo and Libra together a lot. So focus on a Libra, or literally focused on a specific skill set. All right. So either you're determined to have a Libra, you're focused on a Libra, or you are determined in studying. You're trying to build a certain skill set, things like that. So you're actually studying, learning, or somebody around you if that's the case. All right, what other role do you play here, Virgos? Also, just because this is justice card, maybe somebody's determined to have justice or focused on like karma, cause and effect, things like that. All right, what role do you play here, Virgos? The popo is out there. Okay, leadership. All right, maybe a Leo was resisting you. They were resisting leadership. Maybe they're supposed to listen to you, but you're in a leadership position. You're the first to do something. You could be somebody's parent, a teacher, a manager, you know, anything like that. But if you're the first to do something, let's see. What are you leading here? What are you leading people to do? Okay, innovation. You're like, hey, you're teaching somebody how to create something. So I'm just gonna, if you know these signs, like Virgo, if you know a Leo, I feel like a Leo is supposed to be learning from you, but they're not. I just had to throw that out there. But anyway, you're initiating something. You're the first to create this, or you're teaching somebody how to create something on their own. All right, what are you teaching somebody how to create here? So you're like, look, you have all the tools to create this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you got fluidity and confidence. Yeah, are you dealing with a Leo? That's literally, okay. But anyway, if you don't know a Leo, you're trying to get somebody like, hey, you can do this on your own. You can experiment with this on your own. You're like, look, you can be more independent. What other energy should you be in here, Virgo? Okay, you got angel, which is Sagittarius energy. So have patience. Now this is also a card of teaching. So if you are leading somebody, you're like, hey, do this, that, and the third. Maybe you need to actually physically teach them how to do it step by step, like use an example. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, maybe... All right, so you got angel, courage, and ambition. Your card is ambition. So I feel like a Sag may have the courage to work with you or something along those lines. There's some courageous energy between you and a Sagittarius. I get Sag and Virgo together a lot all the time anyway, but let's see. Let's see. You see, he needs to learn how to be decent. Y'all are so funny. All right, let's see. Let's get 8 cards. 8 cards here. Okay, so you do have the Fool card coming out. So you are like initiating something, the first to do something. Or like I said, this could be the person who you're trying to teach them. Maybe they don't know they have all the resources yet. Okay, so we got the Fool and the 5 of Cups. So somebody jumps into something and they don't know all the information yet. They may regret a decision. All right, you got the Knight of Cups, the 6 of Cups. So somebody regrets doing something. Looks like they're going to try to apologize or be nice. Okay. So somebody is being kind or nice to an entire group of people. So it looks like maybe somebody's trying to do something out of the kindness of their heart. This looks like, okay, I didn't know how to do this. So out of the kindness of my heart, I'm going to give this to other people. I'm going to teach this to other people. Looks like there's a whole group with the 10 of Cups. You got the 8 of Swords, the Strength card. Who's the Leo? That Leo's back again. Okay. I don't know what you're trying. I feel like you're trying to teach this Leo. All right, and then you got the 6 of Swords. Okay. If you really literally know a Leo, they're having trouble listening or they don't want to listen to guidance. So just throwing that out there. All right, so what is the Fool card? What were we not aware of here? It's like somebody was missing some information or... Yeah, innovation. Somebody doesn't even know they can do something. So that if you're the first person to be innovative, you like the people around you didn't know that they could do this. You may have more information than they do, or like somebody just doesn't know that they can do what they, somebody could also not know that they're being manipulated or something like that. But yeah, okay, so what's the regret? What do we regret here? Guidance. It's like somebody may not know they're being manipulated into listening to this. Like somebody's listening to the wrong person or they're getting bad instructions. What does someone wish they would have done here instead? If this is you and your leadership, yeah, passion. Somebody wishes they would have done what they desired. I feel like somebody listened to other people. So this is what now they're like, hey, you know, you could do this, that, and the third. What did this person actually desire doing? What do they actually want to do? We're going to figure out what they were guided to do. It's like somebody led somebody off of a path or some shit. What were they guided to do instead? Somebody's like, I shouldn't have listened to them. Sexuality, change, and defiance. So it's like somebody was guided to make a decision that didn't really work in their favor. And they didn't consider what they desired at all. Let's see. What does somebody actually desire here? Or want? If this is you, it's like, you know you can create something, but maybe you went into something and that wasn't what you wanted at all. You didn't do what you actually wanted to do. And you were guided to do like the opposite. But what is somebody told to do here with this? Yeah, they're making a decision to leave something behind that it looks like somebody was making, they're guided to move away from a, I see a Scorpio and 2 Cancers. Yeah, there's the change right there. Either somebody's like guided to like be with a Scorpio, actually physically change something, change their direction in life, change where they were headed. Like that's a major shift though, the Death card, Chariot. Like that's a huge like change in your path. What does somebody actually desire here? Again, it could have been something like maybe you regret being with a Cancer, Scorpio, something like that. But let's see. What did the person or the energy actually desire to do? The Seven of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Swords. So okay, here's the thing. This looks like somebody was promised something. They believed that they were going to get it, the Knight of Pentacles, and then the scenario changes once they're in that scenario. This looks like, on the other hand, somebody's like, well, I would rather wait, the Three of Wands. It's like, okay, I would rather wait for the scenario that I actually desire, right? So Wands is still a desire. It's our passion. This is what somebody actually wanted to do. So this is an energy where it's like knowing what you're attracted to, knowing what's a good opportunity for you, but kind of taking the first opportunity that comes. That's what this looks like. All right, so I feel like the key to the innovative part is actually waiting for like the good opportunity, or, you know, it just depends on what people want. I'm also getting to like taking the time to research, taking the time to look at other options. Like somebody kind of took the first path that was given to them, or, you know, the first path that was taught to them. What other energy should you be in, Virgos? Okay, fight against what? Because you have, this is the end. This was your advice, was angels. So that, I feel like that's also why the patience comes in, the temperance, right? It's about waiting for an opportunity that you actually want, things like that. All right, what else do you need to fight for here? Or fight. Okay, you got inspiration, connectivity, and truth. Yes, this could be a trap mindset. Because it's like, there could be a mindset of like a lack here, right? It's like, okay, well, I have to take this opportunity, or I have to go do this now. But you don't have to. You can wait for what you actually want. All right, what's the outcome here for you, Virgos? Libra is next. Yeah, knowledge. Okay. So it's a learning. I feel like something's a learning experience with the Fool and the Five of Cups. Yeah. I feel like, too, that it looks like knowledge, versatility, resistance, peace, determination, and humor. It's like somebody resists, like, not trying to be happy, or, you know, not, it's like, no, don't do what makes you happy, or something like that. It's kind of odd, but it wouldn't work out anyway. All right, I'm also getting, you're going to have to challenge like a trap mindset. Could be an Aquarius here with the inspiration card, or you're going to have to fight against a mindset of an entire group of people if you are leadership and innovation. All right, so you are going to have to be like the first person to do something here. All right, let me write that down for y'all. Libra is next. Let's see. 88. All right, Libra is next, y'all. We going in order of the zodiac. If you're on TikTok and Kick and WAP, I'm on YouTube. It'll be timestamp for y'all to see. All right, I've been taking my time today with the reading, so it's going to be a long video. I think it's going to be pretty long. All right, Libras. I don't like matte lipstick, y'all. I gotta go get me some pink lip glosses. ASAP. Okay. All right, Libras. I was trying to go with the earthy green sitch, but I don't really like it. All right, what's the most important scenario for the Libras here? Okay. Ooh. Determination came out again. I think it was Taurus, Virgo, and Libra had tenacity, determination, focus, things like that. Okay, so in your reading, what are we focused on here? What are we determined to have, Libras? Strength, okay. Focused on being able to have, like, this could literally be focused on your actual personal strength on an everyday level, like working out, things like that. But if it's a person, there's a lot of focus on a Leo, or we're determined to have this Leo, things like that. Okay, let's see. So focused on this Leo energy, or focused on some sort of repetitive pattern. All right, Libra, what role do you play here? I get Libra and Leo together a lot. Okay, so your confidence, you're independent here. Leo's advice was that card. So you're already doing that energy. If you're wondering, you have enough resources to do something independently. All right, what other energy should you be in here, Libras? Okay, respect. All right, so set a certain standard for yourself. You have enough resources. Like, basically, if this is about budgeting or anything like that, you have a certain, like, standard for what you're going to spend on, things like that. You'll budget. You know, this could also be a Taurus if you're dealing with a Taurus here. What standard should you set for yourself? What is the rules here? You're like, no, I'm going to have certain rules. Okay, you have emotions, order, and vision. Okay, so I feel like you want to make sure that you're in a good emotional place before you go do something. I'm also getting to, if you're trying to plan something for yourself or envision something for yourself, you want to do this when you're in a good mood. You know, you don't want to be like sad and picturing like the worst case scenario. You want to make sure that your emotions are in check. All right. Yeah, vision, emotions again. I feel like too, you're going to see that emotions change. So I feel like you're going to wait until you calm down, you know, before you actually go do something, because you don't want to do something out of emotion. All right, let's see what else we can get from my Libras. We're headed into the later signs now. Those of y'all that are in the later signs, we'll do it backwards so that y'all are first next time. So I alternate. All right, let's get 8 cards here. Okay, you got the 2 of Cups, the 3 of Cups. All right, oh, 7 of Cups. Yeah, you got a lot of emotions. Okay. 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 7 of Cups. Now we got the Star card. So that's a little more logical. That's Aquarius energy. The Page of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and then the Empress. Yeah, so I feel like going into something emotional is going to start to make you worried or anxious. Try to calm that down. This is Libra. It's a lot of emotions here. Oh, okay. What's making you emotional? Because it's like you're dating, you're getting along, you're happy. You could also be drinking with all the cups. Like, make sure you're not doing something while you're under the influence. You know, you want to make sure you're making a good decision. But what's triggering all these emotions? Okay, mood. All right, there could be some sort of regret, sadness. Now, yesterday you guys were mood, and you were supposed to keep that energy. Like, you were supposed to maintain the fact, like, okay, this is bothering me, I'm actually sad, so that you could change it. What might you regret here, Libras? Or what might have made you sad or bothered you? This is Libra. Okay, you got intuition, power, and rebellion. So yesterday we did say, like, that could be why your energy is respect, right? You're like, okay, now I'm going to keep this standard for myself. I'm not going to be sad. I'm not going to cry, or I'm not going to allow myself to be saddened by this. This bothered me, so I'm not going to do that anymore. This made me sick, so I'm not going to do that anymore. That's why your advice is respect. So you're going to set that standard for yourself. What is the Star card here? Let's see. What's the Star card? Okay, courage. What do they have the courage to do? Because I do see the 9 of Swords here. Yeah, power. Okay, you got power, inspiration. This could be Aquarius again. So Aquarius might be being generous to you or kind to you to make sure that you're calm, make sure that you feel good. Like somebody is going to be like, hey, can you respect my emotions? Can you, I feel like the root of your issue is to make sure that somebody actually respects how you feel. You're only going to deal with somebody that actually cares about your emotions, your well-being as well, things like that. So somebody is, it looks like somebody's being nice or kind to you while you're in a bad mood. What is the worry about here with the Nine of Swords? What are we worried about? Worried about whether or not a plan is going to work. Okay, what plan, what are we intending on here? We're worried that a plan is not going to work. What's actually supposed to, what are we worried is going to occur if this plan doesn't work here? Yeah, defense and style. All right, so it's like somebody is worried that somebody's going to get rejected or blocked out. I'm also getting to somebody's like, it's like I'm not allowed to, you have a lot of emotional cards. So it's almost like you're not even allowed to consider your emotions almost. You should definitely consider your emotions here first. Because it's like you're in a scenario where somebody's like, you shouldn't care about how you feel, but you should. Because I feel like paying attention to those emotions kind of stop you from making the same mistakes over and over and over again. But if you just pacify yourself, or like you're like, oh, well, why do you care about that so much? Or why are you letting that get you down? It's okay to let something get you down to where you can kind of edit your life accordingly. It just depends on what that scenario is for you. What other energy should you be in, Libras? And then we'll see the outcome. Yeah, passion. What do you actually desire for yourself in this moment? And then we'll see the outcome here. Passion keeps coming out again. Yeah, so you got passion, fight, and humor. It's almost like what you think you desire is distracting you from being happy. Now, maybe literal sex with passion is like conflicting with whatever with what you actually enjoy. If you're with somebody, like I feel like Libra, for you, if you're the type of person that can't have, and I'm just bringing this up because I have love, passion, things like that. If this is about dating, I don't think you would be in a good position to do like casual sex or something, or because what would actually make you happy? It's like something's distracting you from that or conflicting with that. Yeah, you got transition and potential. You need to, it's time for you to start looking at the tangibles of things and maybe even looking at resources, because if you're in confidence, you're doing well for yourself. So you don't want to fall into like, okay, an energy where you have all this great stuff and then you're dating somebody, you're having sex with somebody that makes you feel less than, or they hurt your feelings, or, you know, or they're disrespectful, something like that. You don't want it to turn into something like that, pretty much. Yeah, because this is what you have coming out. It's like you may also feel like something that you desire conflicts with the people around you, conflicts with your family, a community of people. But it's like almost something is distracting you from actually finding out what can make you happy and things like that. So yeah, that's why your rule here is emotions. So I feel like your standard here is think about how you're going to feel after you do something, right? Like don't, like say you're dealing with a person who's very logical or very emotionally detached. They may be able to do certain things that you can't do. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody can't operate the same way. Everybody's not the same. So like just, and I'm just using this as an example. Like what if somebody was like, oh yeah, you might as well just date multiple people or have casual sex and blah, blah, blah. But you're like, no, I can't do that. I'm going to be heartbroken if I do that. Or I'm going to be sad if I, like, you know, what's going to bother you. You know, what's going to trigger your emotions. So I would get those things in order first, or, you know, do something that is not going to trigger you so that you can focus on the other things around you. This could be also like somebody else's desires conflict with what make you happy. Like you're going to have to find a good balance here. It's interesting because all these cards I pulled, I did not pull any Libra at all. So maybe that's what you need to do, like kind of sit in what does Libra want, you know, what does Libra desire and things like that. I'm also getting too, on the flip side, like there could be something that you desire, maybe like financially or resource wise, and you don't want to let your emotions get in the way of that either. And what I mean by that is like, because humor can be, okay, I want to overindulge. I want to go out. Maybe you can't go out right now. Maybe you need to save for, you know, the next step in your life or the next thing that you're trying to achieve. Or, you know, maybe you have to go to work on your birthday. You don't feel like going to work. Or you know, everybody else is on vacation. I want to do that. But it's like right now that may distract from what you actually desire in the long term. So, you know, have a good balance. Yes, you should care about how you feel, but also don't let that overtake everything that your goal is, because emotions are still temporary. All right. So don't, it's like, yeah, it might, like, okay, what's another example, right? Like, if you desire a six pack, you know, eating some ice cream today may make you happy, but that's not going to get you the six pack. So it's something like you have to find a good balance between those things. So don't become too overwhelmed in your emotions that you forget the actual tangible goal that you're trying to reach. Okay, so find a good balance between those things. All right, so that was Libra. Scorpio is up next. Let's get the timestamp. If you're watching me on TikTok, this will be saved up on my YouTube. It is also, I believe it's saved on Kick, but on YouTube it is timestamped, and you can just click your sign if you miss it. And then when I come back tomorrow, we will do it in the opposite direction. We'll go backwards, all right, so that all the people with the late signs, y'all get, you know, a clear message. You don't have to wait too long and things like that. Okay. You said what? I don't understand that question. I'm sorry, Barbie. You said this Libra wants to be rich and skinny. Sometimes you gotta put them emotions to the side to make that money. Get in the gym. I'm trying to go to the gym tonight. Hopefully. Hopefully. I say it now. I woke up early though. My sleep schedule has been like crazy. I've been waking up too early, so then I'd be too sleepy to do anything. But all right, Scorpios. Scorpios are next. You said Scorpio time, baby. Okay, let's see. Let's see how the Scorpios are terrorizing the world today. No, I'm just playing. What's the JK? Not really. All right, what's the situation for the Scorpios? Let's see. What's the situation for the Scorpio men? Scorpio men. Okay, skills. So this could be a literal skill set. Again, this could be justice. This is my Libra card in this deck. So justice, karma, cause and effect, or an actual skill set, or a literal Libra. You guys pick and choose. It's general. All right, so that's the center of the reading. Let's see what role you play here, Scorpios. You have Libra placements as well. What role do you play here, Scorpios? Okay, love. All right, so you could be romancing somebody in love, doing something out of love for another individual. I think Gemini also pulled love if you're dealing with a Gemini. All right, what are you doing out of love here, Scorpios? And then we'll see what other things you should do. Okay, passion. So this looks like love and sex, or literally like you care about somebody, having sex with them or something like that. Or you are doing a specific action out of love for another individual. All right, what other energy should you be in here, Scorpios? What other energy should you be in? Okay, fluidity. So going with the flow. All right, so if love, because love is an emotional sort of thing to me, or emotional card, or something that we choose to do because we're emotionally connected to the outcome or to that person. With fluidity, this is a card of trying to deal with like an experimental phase, or going with the ebbs and flows here. You need to go with the flow of something. Okay, interesting. What is, let me clarify skill real quick. So if you're supposed to go with the flow. Oh, okay, that's why, because something's going to change. Okay. Okay, something is going to shift or change. So try to go with the flow here. You are changed, Scorpio. You guys rule change. So you could be, okay, so whatever the situation is now, it's not going to stay that way. All right, what is currently going on here? Okay, mood. Yeah, Libra was sad. Libra had a regret. Okay, what is this going to change into? Yeah, fluidity. Okay, what is this going to change into here? Strength. Why do I always get Libra and Leo together? Libra and Leo, okay. Strength, fight, and versatility. If there's going to be some sort of regret or sadness, I feel like a Leo may stand up for somebody, or somebody's going to get their strength back and like kind of fight against something. Somebody is not going to stay sad. So whatever this, I feel like that's why you have to be fluidity. Something also looks like it changes from sadness to anger. So, okay, what was somebody sad about? And then we'll see what the change is. What is somebody sad about here? Okay, they had to handle something all on their own. It was very difficult to express something here. What causes the change? It's like somebody goes from being sad to like getting their strength back, or being, okay, inspiration. It could be an actual Aquarius, or they were just inspired here. Okay, let's see. But your advice is fluidity. So make sure you're able to go with the flow. Something is going to change. Whatever it is right now, it's not going to stay that way. So just be, you know, prepared for that. All right, we got the Four of Swords, Six of Pentacles. So right out the bat, somebody is receiving something, but they don't notice it. Are we actually paying for like health expenses or paying for a funeral? I don't know why I see that. I'm just putting that out there. But either somebody's receiving something and they just don't even notice it. I got the Six of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Four of Pentacles. So you got 4, 6, 6, 4. Oh, okay. There's the Lovers. They came out as love as well. I don't know if you're dealing with a Gemini. The Page of Swords, the Ten of Wands, the Three of Pentacles. There you go on the, okay, so here you go on the bottom. Somebody is blocking you out. Somebody's rule and regulation. They're like, no, I do not deal with Scorpio. Literally. That's literally, that is their rule, the Hierophant. It could be a Taurus saying that. They're like, no, I'm not dealing with Scorpio, or I'm not dealing with you, Scorpio, or... What do we notice here? Somebody's able to notice this. It's like one person's receiving something and they're not getting any attention for that. Yeah, peace. What is this person at peace with? Or what is this? Okay, what makes, maybe something makes somebody peaceful. Once they have received this, they're fine. So this could be a situation where like, okay, as long as I get paid, I'm fine, whatever. Or what is this person at peace with? Resisting what? They don't really care about resistance. Yeah, there's a transition. Yeah, emotions, voice, and pride. What is this? Somebody's like, no, I'm okay with not moving. I'm not going to move forward. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to go over here. They're perfectly fine with that. They don't really care. I feel like too, if there's two people, somebody's struggling with something all on their own, and there's another person that doesn't have to do anything. That's why this is going to go noted. Like, this is why it's going to be noticeable. If we're comparing people, what role do you play down here? You're superstition, so you're nervous and you don't trust something. What don't you trust, Scorpio? You're worried about something, or you don't, first of all, you don't trust that something's going to be organized, or you don't trust that, you don't like the way somebody is doing something, or you don't trust that something is going to be organized because you feel like, okay, wait, like they don't care or they're not worried about it. There's another person that's at peace though. You're worried. So what do you want someone to put first? Love. You. You're like, no, you're doing something out of love already. You want them to either put you first or put love literally first. You're like, I don't know if they're going to do that. They're not putting me first. Okay. So what is this person? Okay. I'm going to put this back. We're going to see if they're actually being loving, because it'll come back out if they are. I'll shuffle good for that. But you're like, are they going to put me first? Do they care that I did this out of love for them? All right, so what is this person focused on, or what are they putting first for themselves here? Okay, dominance, transition again, and innovation. What are they trying? What is the dominant energy for them? And then we'll try to see what they're like trying, like controlling, or what they have control over. All right, so you got the Temperance, Sagittarius. So it could be a Sagittarius, or the dominant energy in this case is a Sagittarius, or in this case it's patience. It could be any of the elements of Sagittarius energy. So Sagittarius energy is like traveling, teaching, expanding your horizons, things like that. If that's the energy that somebody's in. But if it's a person, they're putting a Sag first, or the Sag is a dominant energy. What are they dominating? So you're like, are they going to put me first, or do they love me? Or okay, they got potential and mood. So somebody's like, okay, wait, this has a potential to go left, or there could be a potential loss. That's why you have fluidity, Scorpio. So if this is a love thing, or you're like, okay, can I work with this person? Can I be around this person? You're going to have to be ready for ebbs and flows. This person already knows that something can go bad or south, or like, because fluidity is your ebbs and flows, your ups and downs. If you're talking about water, you got an emotions, you got mood and humor. Like this energy, this person knows that something's not always going to be happy all the time. They know that there is a potential for a loss. Okay, there is a potential for a regret. Okay, what does this person feel like they could regret here in this scenario? Resisting what? They're like, no, if I resist doing, okay, resilience and then luck. Looks, okay, an opportunity for, so somebody feels like they would have another opportunity, and they're like, no, if I block out this opportunity to love Scorpio, that's going to end up in a regret for me. I feel like that's what this is. What is the opportunity for them? This looks like this could be financial with the Pentacles. Oh, I know what this is. I don't know if you dated somebody before, because you got love and passion. Like if this is somebody you dealt with before, they know, like you left them before already, or you broke up with them before. I feel like too, this person knows that they can get a lot of opportunities like solo with the Strength card. It's a lot of solo opportunities, or like if it's a Sag and a Leo, they had opportunities together, or something like that. If it's not that, if it's not those actual signs, this person knows they can get like opportunities alone, because they can visibly, with potential, that's something tangible. They can visibly see that something could be a loss. So this person's not going to automatically put you first. I don't know what. Okay, so all right, because we have love and passion. So what is what is your intention with this person or these people, or what's your intentions here? Yeah, fight. There's like, so now there's like a conflict. What's the conflict about? You're like, no, I don't, or you want to distract them from focusing on something. Yeah, rebellion and emotions. Yeah, you fluidity again. This is your advice. What's another energy you should be in along with fluidity here, Scorpios? I don't think you're realizing like something can go wrong. You need to prepare for that. Yeah, you got humor, spirituality, self-esteem, self-love, and then order. Somebody may feel like if it's potential in mood, it's like you bring down the mood. Maybe they think you're sad all the time, or maybe, like, I'm not trying to say you are. I don't know. But if your advice is humor, I feel like that's not the energy that you're currently in here. Let's see what you would be doing with fluidity. You say it's probably not worth having if they're weighing out the options. I mean, you can have love. I just think people don't think logically about it. Yeah, see, you got the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Wands. So it must be a Sagittarius, the Ace of Pentacles. And then there's the Five of Swords, though. So there's like, it's almost like, okay, if this is a Sag or a Leo, because those are the signs that I pulled. Even if you don't read cards, it's like, okay, I'm inspired to give you this opportunity. And then there's spite, or there's disrespect or hatred. So it's like, it's like somebody's going to hate the fact that there's a strength card again. Like something. What do we hate right here? Like we don't like something, or we're going against it. What are we going against here? We don't have respect for it. It's like you don't have respect. Yeah, knowledge. You don't. It's like, so, because the Queen of Wands is information. Like this is knowledge. And then the King of Wands is like truth. Seeing the truth about something, confidence, things like that. So it's like you don't. Here's the thing, right? How do I break this down? And we're going to see what this person is knowledgeable about. You love somebody, you want them to put you first, or like there's romance, sex, whatever. You want this person to put you first or love you first. They know for a fact that you're like going to ignore them, or there's a potential loss involved because you don't have respect for what this person knows or believes. So it's like if y'all are partnered up, okay, boom, Scorpio, we live together. Okay, I know that rent is doing the first. We need to budget like this. If you're not going to respect somebody's like financial prowess, or like it's like you don't respect what they have knowledge about. So how are y'all going to work together? This person knows that. That's why it's a potential loss for them. Like, okay, well shit, I can't, you don't even trust what I know, or my intellect. You don't believe in me. You don't have a respect for anything that I've learned. So what does this person have knowledge about here? Like whatever the area of life it is that they're knowledgeable in, you're not willing to listen to them at all. So what are they knowledgeable about? What did I just said the King of Wands was truth. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. That's, I feel like I don't know. They, you know, Sagittarius energy also rules truth. So it's like they know what to do, or they can see something clearly, or they can see something logically. So something that's why you can't be put first. You don't have respect for what they know. Okay, why is there a lack of respect for this person's intelligence or something? Whoever it is. Intuition. I mean, okay, so that's it. All right, that's the. I mean, it ain't nothing else to tell you. That's what it is. You don't respect them. You don't have respect for this person, but you want them to put you first. I don't. That could be why it's fluidity too. Because, like I said, this is a card of experimentation. Like, you don't know everything yet. I feel like they already know something that you don't know. What's the outcome for you, Scorpios? I'll see what that is. I'll keep it because it flew out. Yeah, mystery, hustle, yeah, defense. Somebody's like, no. I feel like, too, somebody's like, no, I don't know where the money is going. I'm not doing that. I'm not putting money into that. Yeah, superstition. I feel like, too, you don't even trust them. You don't, it's like you already don't trust that you're going to come first. It's like, how are we doing money things together? Or how are we getting money or opportunities together and you don't trust me? So no, like, yeah, you don't, literally, you do not trust that this person can make the decisions. Courage, power, respect, and sexuality. This is Taurus and Gemini. You don't trust that somebody has the standards or the knowledge, the respect, the experience to do something. So that's it. Okay, Scorpios. If you're also constantly doing something out of love for somebody else, that could be why you're in fluidity too. Because it's like, maybe put yourself first as well. All right, Sagittarius is next actually. So let's see. Hopefully, let's see. If you're on the other platforms, y'all, we on YouTube. Can't have love without respect. You're right. You're right about that. Don't tell the men. They'll spontaneously combust. All right, so let's see. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so we got Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces left. Thank y'all for watching, by the way. Shout out to my YouTube people. We grew the channel pretty quickly. I thought it would take longer than that. Sagittarius. Yes, I did do Leo back at 60 minutes, an hour on the dot. All right, let's see. Sagittarius. What's the center of the reading for my Sagittarius? Let's see what's going on. Okay, dominance. Now, in the Scorpio reading, you guys were the dominant energy. You had control over potential and mood, I believe was the card. So dominance, but we'll see what else comes out for you guys. And remember, in Aries also had dominance and it was courage. All right, so what's the dominant energy in your reading, Sagittarius? Let's see. Okay, voice, so words, what's being said or what's not being said or lack thereof, like the balance between what somebody is saying. Okay, what does it have control over? Maybe there's a dominant voice in the room, a powerful voice. Okay, spirituality and leadership. Here we are. Virgo had leadership too. So we'll see. But what people say has power over spirituality and leadership. Let's see what role you play, Sagittarius. What role do you play here, Sagittarius? Okay, guidance. Okay, so you're listening to this. All right, so be mindful of that. What are you being guided to do, Sagittarius? And then we'll see what you... I'm also getting to, if you're not... It's not just all about being guided. The Three of Cups can also be about being around people that are like-minded. All right? All right, so what are you being guided to do, Sagittarius? Okay, you're being guided to listen, or you're being guided maybe to fit in with a group. Literally, you're being guided to listen. Okay. All right. Okay, we'll leave it there. All right. So what other energy should you be in? Now, the Three of Cups is also like living in the moment, enjoying something in the moment. Those are your emotions. It's not a bad card. Maybe literally you're like, hey, like you should listen to this or something like that. Now, if we're talking about voice, dominance, spirituality, and leadership, I don't want to go down. Nah, let me not go down that rabbit hole yet. What energy should you be in? Hold on. What energy should you be in, Sagittarius? What energy should you be in here? Okay, love. All right, so maybe, I don't know if you're coming out from the Scorpio, but let's see. So what should you do out of love here, Sagittarius? What should you do out of love? This is also like surrounding yourself with people. Do not isolate yourself. All right. Whenever I get the love card, you can, be around friends, family, your children, you date, go out, maybe go out to eat or you need to be around people with the love card. All right. What else are you doing out of love here? What else are you doing out of love? Oh, love again. Why? Oh, it's double cards. Okay. It's double cards. Okay. So just, it could be like being kind, generous, loving, romantic. Scorpio did pull love. All right. Maybe I need to be nicer to Scorpios. I am mean to Scorpios. But no, I'm just playing. But so love. All right. Let's see what else. Okay, got angel on the bottom too. That's your card. So let's get the 8 cards. Let's get the tarot. You got it. It's doubled up. You got guidance and love. It's doubled up. Let's see. You said this is what other energies want. Don't be mean, Sagittarius. My fellow Sagittarius. Y'all know I'm a Sag, so we gotta be unbiased, guys. We gotta be held accountable. We gotta be held accountable, okay? All right, let's see. But you're being guided to be loving. I should ask the who. That's really the... Okay, High Priestess. All right, intuition. So we're already... Y'all know that's my favorite card. That means we're following our intuition. This is... If you read, this is the card of the reader. It's me. So... But... The High Priestess is a good thing. All right, so the Devil card is a spiritual card here, but it's like intuitively knowing. You may intuitively know that. So I feel like if you need to be loving, you may intuitively know that somebody is kind of held back with the way the Devil card is presented, but we'll continue. Okay, the Fool. You're going to know that somebody doesn't know any better. Okay, so hold on. You're being told to listen. Who's talking? Wait, hold on. Who's talking in voice? Let's see. Finesse. That's why I asked. Well, as soon as that High Priestess came out, I knew something was okay. Okay, hear me out. This is what it is. I feel like the reason you have to be loving is because there is an individual who is kind of, their perspective on spirituality is controlled by what somebody else has said. So I don't know. I'm getting like, be understanding, be caring, because somebody does not know any better with the Fool card. But I'm going to continue. What is finesse? What is somebody intending on having or doing? It's like they're trying to do something, but it's not. Okay, sexuality. So somebody's trying to like do something with the genders. That's why I said that. You kind of know that something that we're taught gender-wise is all for like, somebody could literally be trying to have sex. Literally. We're gonna let's see what's actually occurring with this. Because finesse is kind of like trying to be sneaky or trying to do something may not work. But what's actually occurring here? Humor. Okay, let's continue. Let me see. All right, yeah, the Two of Cups. Yeah, humor. I just said that. I guess I should have kept pulling the card. So it's like something's supposed to be masculine versus feminine, but it applies to the entire family or the entire community, or... And then you have the Nine of Swords. Okay, this looks like it's going to be juicy, y'all. Let's figure it out. Okay, let's see. This is going to take a while. Give me a minute to break it down, y'all. All right, let's see. So, who are you doing something out of love for? Let's start there. Who are you doing something out of love for? Vision and personality. All right, so this is going to be somebody where you see who they are, how they are, why they are this way. You can see who it is. Okay, maybe it's the Scorpio because they were supposed to be fluidity. It may be a Scorpio or a Scorpio placement. What do you see about this person's personality? What do you see about them? You see the truth. Okay. What is your intuition tell? What is the Devil card real quick? What's the Devil card? You can see how they really feel, or you can see how they're really acting. Okay, you got ambition and skill. What is your intuition telling you to do? And I'm going to see what the Fool card is. What is your intuition telling you to do here, other than we pulled love and things like that? So you can see the truth about why somebody's acting that way. Strength, transition, and perspective. Okay, so you know to change your perspective. You've had a repetitive perspective on this scenario. You already know that you need to change that. Okay. So I feel like somebody's presenting something about themselves that's not real. If that's the case, because you can see how they really act or why they act that way. What is the Fool card? What is somebody unaware of? I feel like you're going to have to be nice because you're like, yeah, you don't really know any better. Oh, intuition. So somebody doesn't know. What? Okay, hold on. Okay, first of all, this is within yourself, Sagittarius. You're questioning your intuition. If this is a person outside of you, they literally do not know that you're intuitive. You started off as the High Priestess. You already knew that you need to change your own perspective, or there's a repetitive perspective, or like a Leo needs to change their perspective. You knew that. I did a reading a couple of days ago where I said a Leo needed to change the way they think or something like that. Somebody doesn't know that you're intuitive. It's almost like you're going to have to understand. I'm trying to say this in a nice way. I'm trying to follow the advice of the love advice. So it's almost like you're going to have to understand the fact like somebody does not know any better. They genuinely, they don't know because that's why voice dominance and spirituality is here. Somebody doesn't know that you're following your intuition. They don't know that. So what are they going to do? It's like somebody doesn't know you're intuitive. So what are they doing? This is hard to explain. All right, they're determined or they're focused. Okay, they're determined to do what, or they're focused on what? maybe literally fighting. I just said, so Scorpio wanted to fight, literally, or they want to distract. It's like they're focused on a distraction. Somebody's focused on a distraction, or they are determined to compete with you or fight with you. It's the Scorpio. So the Scorpio is trying to like learn how to go with the flow, or they're trying to, somebody's trying to be more open-minded. I don't know what that has to do with you though, but all right, but you can see the truth about somebody's personality. How are they presenting themselves to the public? Because that's kind of what I'm getting. You're going to have to be nice to someone. You know what else too? Like maybe if it's instincts, maybe you gave somebody like advice, right? And they don't believe you. But you can see something in them that they don't think you can see. You can see the truth about them. You're going to have to be kind or generous or nice about that. This is interesting. I'm gonna have to do a personal reading on this. I don't know what this is. Let's see. Let's see. So how does this person present themselves? Because it's like they're presenting something else. Okay, potential. What do you see about them? What's the truth about them? Fight. Yeah, I guess it's the Scorpio that they want to fight with you or they want to argue with you, but it's all right. So I'm gonna break this down in a couple of ways. If you're not dealing with a Scorpio, you just insert whoever, because this is going to be an energy where you know this person, you know what I'm talking about. If it's a Scorpio, they don't trust that you're going to put them first, right? So they're like trying to fight with you, but they love you or something. Okay. They're trying to fight with you. They're trying to distract themselves, or they're trying to distract you. They don't trust that you're going to put them first in a love situation or that you care about them. They're trying to, it's like they're trying to present themselves as like, maybe they have potential to help you or potential to grow, but you're like, no, you're actually conflicting with me, or we actually don't get along, or like you're going to challenge me. So you know that, but with love, it's like, don't fight them back, or like, I mean, it must be a scenario. Now, be very careful with this advice, guys. I'm not talking about somebody that is physically like abusive or actually harming you. I'm not talking about somebody like that at all. This to me could be like a parent, your child, maybe somebody got a child with, and you got to work with them or something like that. This is not about, and I have to make that clear because I do have a Scorpio ex that be watching me that was abusive. I'm not talking about you. So it's something like that. It's like they're petty or they're arguing with you. I guess you just got to be, it's like you have to be understanding towards this. What they're trying to present themselves as the potential to be what? Got resistance and healing. Let's see, resisting what? They claim like they can resist certain things, or resist what? I feel like somebody's very distracted. Yeah, what are they fighting against, or what kind of conflict are they going to cause? I mean, you still have love here. Sexuality and pride. So I feel like this is dating. You have to, okay, there's a couple ways to go. If this is dating, you're going to have to understand, like, if you're a woman, they're taught spiritually. The root of the reading is voice dominance and spirituality. What was the person trying to do when they said what they said spiritually? It was something for, something sexually, right? So I feel like this is going to go down the rabbit hole. All right, this is what I'm getting. And there's a couple of ways this could go. Right now, this message will be for heterosexual, like, women, right? So if you date men, you have to understand that the way that society goes, they are already taught that they're automatically taught they're above every woman. You already know that. You're being taught to be like listening to them, or you're taught to be subservient, things like that. You already know that out the gate. I don't know if I'm not telling you to be loving towards them or nice towards them, but that's like, you have to be understanding, I feel like, about that. That is out the gate. They're already taught those things. So it's almost like maybe you have to try to teach somebody, or I just don't know. I don't know. I don't want to give that kind of advice. I'm not going to lie to you, because that's like low key kind of wild. But it's like somebody's trying to fight with you or go against you. Within yourself, do not question your own intuition, because you already came out as instinct in a high priestess, period. If you're being told to listen to someone else, make sure if your gut is telling you that that advice is wrong, or like, I don't think that that would work for me, do not forget that in this case, you are coming out as a high priestess with intuition. You know how to do something. You know what to do. You know that you need to change like a repetitive perspective for yourself. Do not fall victim and listen to something that you're not supposed to do. I don't know what, because I want to be very careful with love as an advice, because I know people watch for love readings all the time. What is the Nine of Swords? What is somebody worried about here in your reading? Yeah, fluidity. So it is a Scorpio. They don't know how to go with the flow. They're afraid to go with the flow or something like that. And this, like, say you're a Sag rising, somebody could be a Scorpio rising. Like, I know that there's a Scorpio rising that I know that this can apply to. But it's like, I'm sorry this message is all over the place, because I want to be careful. Let's see what you would be doing with love here. Let's get 4 cards with that energy. I want to be careful with how I say certain things. So somebody's afraid to go with the flow. They don't, you know, if you're dealing with a Scorpio, that, you know, watch the Scorpio reading. Let's see. Let's get 4 cards here. What would you be doing with love here? So you can see how somebody acts. There's the truth again. I pulled it 3 times. Okay. Ten of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, and then the 9 of Cups. Okay. So if I'm looking at the bottom, it's like, this is hard to explain. I know intuition came out, but I don't want to question myself. Let's see. What is the outcome for you, Sagittarius? Because you can see how somebody really acts. You know that they're fighting with you. You know they're conflicted. Maybe somebody needs help with like focusing. Because I feel like overall they want to appear like they're well put together, like they have the potential to become something helpful, or like they can help you, they can work with you or something like that. But you know that it's a distraction, or you know that they'll conflict. What else will they conflict with here? Yeah, power. Yeah, power, hustle, and knowledge. Because in the Scorpio reading, you came out as knowledge, but somebody did not respect what you knew. So, okay. What is the outcome for you, Sagittarius? I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I'm going to have to do a bonus for us. All right, what's the outcome for you? Yeah, see, self-love, connectivity, and change. So make sure, yeah, continue to be loving and surround yourself with people, but be very careful. Don't, you know, use discernment with that. I'm not just telling you to go fall in love and like do something crazy. Still use discernment, but don't isolate yourself. Okay, that's the main thing. Do not isolate yourself. Don't trap yourself like that. Make sure that you're out amongst people, around people, friends, family. You know, it's okay for you to date, things like that, but just, be kind of careful. All right, I gotta be careful, because I know it's a lot of people on here to be watching for love readings, and I don't want you going to a bad situation. This is, when I'm talking about love, that would be something that is healthy. All right, I feel like take your time with somebody, because they're distracted. You know that they're distracted. You know that they don't know how to focus on certain things. You're going to have to take your time and have patience with someone. All right, that's only if it's like a, you know, that's something that's worth it, guys. Don't be out here doing nothing crazy. Okay. All right, let's see. That was Sagittarius. Let me write this down. Oops. Okay, Capricorn is next. I had to be, we gotta give good advice, y'all. So please don't be out here doing nothing crazy. I don't think Sagittarius would really do too much. That, well, I don't know. Never mind. I take that back. I've done plenty of crazy things in my love life, so I take that back. Depending on how old you are. Depending on how old you are. It depends. Yeah, that Sag reading is confusing because I don't want to tell people to. The reason that the Sag reading is confusing is because the advice is love. And the reason I'm careful with giving that message is because most people, specifically women, they watch readings for their love lives. And if you don't have the right discernment, or if you're not really grounded, me telling you to love that could be a bad piece of advice for some people. Just real quick, I gotta give this little intermission because I do want to explain why that reading was confusing and why I wanted to be careful with how I said it. So on YouTube, if you guys don't watch a lot of tarot, there's a lot of readers who talk about like soulmates, twin flames, things like that, and that can bring a lot of, specifically women, it can put them into a spiritual like psychosis. So if the advice is love, that is why I try to be very meticulous and particular with how I give that piece of advice. Because you will have women who will think that somebody is like their soulmate or their twin flame, and that man don't give a damn about them or hasn't spoken to them in years or months. Or like, I've seen a lot of crazy instances where women thought that someone was their twin flame. I have seen a lot of bad instances. I've witnessed it. Just real quick. So I'm sorry if that Sag reading was confusing. I will do like a bonus, but I have to give that disclaimer. I've seen women, like I've told this story before because there was an astrologer that I used to watch, and she was a Libra, I think, and she believed heavily in twin flames, and she thought that her husband was her twin flame, like based on their birth charts. She ended up killing that man. She killed him and killed her children and killed herself. All right, so that was the first example. Another example, I remember this girl kept saying that this man was her twin flame, and that man was married with a kid. Women can lose their minds when it comes down to a spiritual connection or a love connection. That is something that women have a very, very hard time with discerning with. So that is why I wanted to give that disclaimer. That's why that reading didn't come out super clear with that advice. Okay, so I had to get that out there just to explain that to y'all. But yeah, so that's why. Sorry if it wasn't super clear. But yeah. But if there's the Sagittarius that watch me on a regular, they'll probably be able to kind of pick up on that a little better for themselves because they know that I do not endorse, I don't endorse that somebody is automatically a soulmate, a twin flame, things like that, because that can be very, very, detrimental. Okay. All right, Capricorns. So now that I'm done preaching about that, let's see what you're what you're reading. We got Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces left. All right, so what's the energy surrounding the Capricorns? What's the situation for the Capricorns? This will be time stamped, y'all. So let's see. Okay, inspiration. This is my Aquarius card. All right, if you're dealing with an Aquarius, or it could be literal inspiration. If you're not dealing with an Aquarius, it could be large groups of people. That's what Aquarius rules, like unique identities, things like that. All right, so we have inspiration. Ooh. All right, so what role do you play here, Capricorns? What role do you play here, Cappies? Okay, order. Who else had order? Taurus. You and Taurus had order. So you're planning something, organizing anything, getting things in order for, like, maybe getting your house in order, things like that. If you have a certain way of doing things, you have a certain order to things. Okay, so what are you putting first here? What do you normally put first for yourself? And then we'll see what other energy you need to be in. Okay, change. Now, this could be Scorpio energy here. So first you're like, okay, that needs a change first. Okay, what are you changing? But it could be a Scorpio. All right, what is changing? Okay, connectivity. Okay. So first you're like, you need to change your mindset, or you know this within yourself. You're like, first, I need to change my mindset. This is how I constantly think about everything. I want to expand my horizons. I want to open my mind. Okay. Attract perspective on what here? You're like, first, that needs a change. Okay, rebellion. Okay. Interesting. What other energy should you be in here, Capricorns? Okay, resistance. What? Yeah, okay. So, ooh, my nose. If you have a perspective on rebellion, maybe you always want to rebel. Maybe you always want to break the rules or something like that, or go against the grain. What else do you need to resist here, Capricorns? What do you need to resist? Okay, so you see the truth about how you feel. You see the truth about your emotions. All right, let's see. All right, so resisting temptations, possibly. I feel like you're like, yeah, you're trying to get your mindset in order. You don't always need to go against the grain, or, you know. All right, so let's see. You got the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Wands. Okay, so emotion. So being emotionally attached to something has blocked out the Temperance, Sagittarius. So if you don't know a Sag, you're not dealing with a Sag, it could be patience. Being emotional can block out your patience. So so now the Sag reading might start to make more sense, but we'll continue. So being emotionally attached blocks out having patience. All right, the Temperance. Here's a Strength card. Okay. Four of Swords, the Knight of Swords, Justice, and the Two of Swords. So the signs that are out, you got Sag, Leo, and Libra. Out of emotions, you're blocking a Sag and a Leo, or they were blocked out. There needs to be patience, restraint with the Strength card. We'll see what the cause is with Libra. So what is this energy? What are we blocking out here with the Seven of Wands? Okay, confidence, and in luck. It's like, no, there's not, you can't have that opportunity to yourself. You can't, that opportunity is for yourself. What blocks that? So, okay, so in this reading, you got luck twice. So one opportunity blocks out another. You can't have two opportunities. That's what's going on. What is this opportunity over here? Or one cycle blocks out a new cycle. What's this opportunity with luck? Fluidity. Okay, so Scorpio. Or an opportunity to like experiment with something. And that blocks out an opportunity to do what over here? Okay, finesse and personality. So somebody's not able to copy something or pretend to be something else. If you tell, okay, so this over here, once you're, okay, here's the thing. If you have, and I don't know what this pertains to, we'll get to it though, but if you have the opportunity to experiment with things, then you're not going to get as fooled or as tricked. I'm automatically thinking about like allowing a kid to experiment for themselves so that they don't get tricked, or like allowing somebody to date when they're younger so that they know how to date, or like they understand how to deal with people, or like allowing somebody to open their horizons, experiment with things, meet new people, so that somebody else cannot have the opportunity to like copy or trick them, things like that, or like impersonate somebody. Finesse and personality is like faking the funk, or like faking pretend to be somebody else. This, and then you have fluidity twice. So it's like if somebody's able to experience this energy, then they're not going to get fooled by something that pretends to be this energy. What is another example of that? It's like, and I'm just giving, these are just examples, y'all. I always gotta use a metaphor, but y'all use it how you see fit. But it's like me, okay, I had the opportunity or the ability to experiment with my own tarot, right? So I know when somebody's not a good tarot reader. Because I've experienced it. So I'm not gonna get tricked into like paying $500 for a fake reading or a bad reading, because I've already experimented with my own cards. I've already experimented with that. Or like somebody could be like, okay, I've had experience with like real designer items, so I'm not going to get tricked into spending money on a fake item or something like that. So it's just something along those lines. That's the energy here. All right, so what is this cause? Because you have justice here. What is the cause here? And then we're going to see the effect. What's the cause? Okay, leadership. And then what is the effect? So it's like being able to initiate something yourself or do something yourself. What is the effect here? Okay, inspiration. Yeah, that was the thing here. What are you inspired to do? It's because, oh, I'm also getting too, if you're the first, there's something about copying. There's something about following somebody or copying, because it's like somebody's the first to do it and it inspires someone else to do the same thing. All right, what are we inspired to do though? Okay, determination and confidence. Yeah, to focus on being independent. You got self-love. Okay, vision. Got skill change. Let me get one more. And then resilience. Okay. So something's influencing somebody to focus on being independent, loving themselves, but don't get stuck in that position with connectivity. You still need other ways to do things, or other, you need to open your mind as well to that. So there's a fine line between being self-love and being rebellious, right? Like, yeah, you can do things for yourself or to make sure that you're comfortable, but you don't always have to go against the grain or go against everybody around you. But it is, something is inspiring somebody to be very determined, focused. What else are you the first? I'm assuming this is, you're the first to do this. What else are you the first to do here? Okay, you got, yeah, sexuality and leadership. So I feel like literally the choice to do something, the choice to be a leader, the choice to be the first person to do it. This could also be if there's a partnership. It could be two people partnering up together. It just depends on, you know, what you guys' energy is. All right, so let's see. What role do you play down in these 8 cards here? Okay, so your superstition. What are you concerned about or worried about? Because that's why you're trying to change your mindset here. But what are you worried about, or what don't you trust? Power, potential, and self-esteem. I feel like you're worried that if you say something, it's going to make somebody feel insecure or left out. What is, okay, what else? What do you want to speak on with power? You're kind of afraid of that. Yeah, courage, love. Now that was Sagittarius and style. Okay. You may want to speak out on something that helps other people, because you're trying to be like a leader, an initiator. It gives people inspiration, things like that. But you're like, I don't want to, you know, offend anybody when I bring this up. All right, what other energy should you be in here, Capricorns? What other energy should you be in here? Yeah, resistance again. You just have resistance. Now this to me is like resisting temptation. You know, what else do you need to resist? Like, you just need to, you know, kind of calm down. Yeah, potential and defense and change. Let me get one more. What do you need to resist doing here? Okay, the Page of Cups, Queen of Swords. Okay, there's the High Priestess. I feel like with this, you'll intuitively know, like, okay, I'm not supposed to do this, that, and the third. I need to resist temptation, things like that. You know, you need to change your outlook on a scenario. I'm also getting to, you're worried about how you're saying something. I wouldn't worry about that, because with the Page of Cups, if you need to resist the Page of Cups, that means you're trying to be too nice, or it's the way that you're trying to deliver something. I feel like when you're in a leadership position, or like you're the first person to do something, you need to say it in a way that does inspire somebody. And I feel like whoever this is, or whatever this energy is, they need like the real deal, or like they need like fire up under their ass or something like that. So you're gonna have to be very blunt or very straightforward here. All right, so what's the outcome for you, Capricorns? And then we're gonna do Aquarius. Okay, versatility, knowledge. Yeah, you're fine. You have knowledge here. All right. All right, so let's see. You said one card, Aries, bad luck. I think you typed before. Why do you keep saying Aries has bad luck? I don't think Aries have bad luck. I don't know why you keep saying that. All right, let's see. That was Capricorn. Aquarius. All right, Aquarius is. And then we're going to do Pisces. If you guys are watching or just now joining, we did go in order the zodiac, so the earlier signs are already done. I will timestamp it once this video is done. All right, what's the situation for the Aquariuses? Let's see what's going on with the Aquariuses. Okay, potential. What is something have the potential to become? Let's see. Okay, courage. All right, so eventually somebody is going to have the courage to do what they need to do. All right, what is this person going to have the courage to do here? Ooh. Okay, guidance to listen to other people. Okay, what are they guided to do? Or the courage to like kind of surround themselves with other people, go out, things like that. Okay, resist. I just said that Capricorn needed to resist. So they're like, okay, I'm going to listen. You know, I don't know if you're dealing with a Capricorn, but they're like, okay, fine. I'll listen to that. I'm going to listen to you. All right, what role do you play here, Aquarius? Okay, love. So you and Scorpio are in the same position, and Sagittarius needs to love. So let me write that down. So I think Gemini had that too. You could be, I don't know, you could be dating one of those signs, and a Scorpio, Gemini, maybe a Sag. Okay, so you're in love. You're doing something loving, generous, kind. All right, what are you doing out of love here, Aquarius? So you're being loving, caring, things like that. Okay, there's angels. So there's the Sagittarius. Okay, self-esteem twice, and then spirituality. Okay, so this person, a Sagittarius, has different spiritual belief systems, or they're doing something, they may feel left out, or they're the only person that believes in this, or something like that. All right, so what other energy should you be in? You could also be teaching somebody if you're in the, because what you're doing out of love is Sagittarius energy. So maybe you're teaching somebody or something like that. All right, what other energy do you need to be in, Aquarius? Okay, leadership. I think Virgo had that. Now it's okay, it's a lot. I'm not gonna, okay. So you should lead here. Okay, so what are you gonna lead someone to do? Okay, so that's why potential courage and guidance is here. Somebody is willing to listen to you if it's a Sagittarius or maybe a Capricorn. Sometimes I look at spirituality as a Capricorn card. So this person is willing to listen, or they have the courage to listen to you. All right, what do you need to lead someone to do here? Connectivity. You're like, no, keep thinking that way. You're going to lead somebody to keep thinking the same way. Yeah, attitude. Okay, and knowledge. So you're like, no, keep thinking that you know. So let's backtrack. Remember in the Scorpio reading, we were talking about that person does not trust that a Sagittarius really knows, or they don't trust that that person has the knowledge. In this case, Aquarius, you're telling somebody, no, keep that perspective, because this is the Eight of Swords. Attitude is perspective. You're like, no, keep that perspective of knowledge. Keep believing that you know, or something like that. Yeah, see, there's the fight. It's the same thing. So in the Scorpio reading was like, okay, that person doesn't trust that a Sagittarius is knowledgeable, or that person doesn't trust that somebody has the information. You, Aquarius, you're like, no, you do know. Keep thinking that you know, or something like that. So you're like, no, keep that same perspective. Don't change your mind about what you're doing or something. All right. So you're telling somebody like, no, you're right, or, you know, things like that. All right, so let's get 8 cards. I should have asked what they had knowledge on as well, but let's see. Okay, the 8 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. So it looks like we're building up to a new opportunity, the Wheel of Fortune. There's a 3 of Cups. So there's that courage and guidance. Somebody does have the courage to take this opportunity, the 3 of Cups. Maybe they have to have the courage to work with people, speak with people, be around groups of women. They're not afraid to kind of like talk to other people. Okay. Okay, the 10 of Pentacles. This looks like a really good opportunity, whatever it is. 8 of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, 3 of Cups, and then the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, you got the 4 of Cups, Page of Swords, then you got the Hierophant, and then the Sun. So, hold on, y'all. Let me drink some. So it looks like a repetitive cycle where somebody has an opportunity that actually grows, the 10 of Pentacles. What do we have the opportunity to do here with luck or the Wheel of Fortune? And I'm going to see what they know with knowledge. Okay, we got mood, strength, style, and then fluidity. All right, so something dealing with a Leo and a Cancer. That's odd. All right, what does this person know here? I feel like they've got enough opportunities to experiment with something or know, but what do they have knowledge about here? Okay, you got sexuality, love, and peace. So in the Sag reading, they are supposed to be loving. We know that now. Or they're supposed to be like caring. But it's like somebody already knows what decision to make here. Okay. What role do you play down here in these 8 cards? Fight. You might be conflicted or distracted. Okay, what are you conflicted about? You're conflicted or you're distracted. What are you conflicted about? Okay, defense and change, about blocking. Okay, blocking what? You're like, I don't know if I should block that out. I don't know if I should say no to that. Okay, say no to what? Literally what you're doing. So, okay, whatever you're conflicted about, you're like, should I do that? Now, this could be, the Scorpio also came out as fight. So there's a lot of people involved at this point, but you're conflicted about whether or not you should block out certain distractions. Or if you're internally conflicted, you need to block out the thing that is distracting you right now. I feel like, too, you're like, don't allow, like, you already know. No, keep the information that you know. You're right, you're not wrong, you know what you're doing. You want to block out somebody from being distracted from what they already know. So what would distract this person? What would make them feel like they're not smart, or maybe somebody like questioning what their experience is? What would be distracting this person? Personality, resistance, voice. You got defense and leadership. Oh, yes.
Can I get a snack?
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you do chores? Okay. Close the door. It's okay.
Wait, can I get a snack?
Mm-hmm. All right, so it's like it's almost like there's a conflict between you being a leader and someone else. There's two people butting heads. I feel like this is a thing where the teacher doesn't want the student to outgrow them. I don't know why I'm getting that message. It's almost like you're supposed to lead somebody so that they know that they're correct. But at the same time, once they know that, they may have to tell you no to something. They may have to tell you that you're wrong. Because now it's like now they're resisting telling you something, even though you're the leader. So it looks like it's going back and forth here. All right, let's see. What other energy should you be in? This is Aquarius. What other energy should you be in, Aquarius? And then we're going to do Pisces. Okay, passion. What do you desire here for yourself? Yeah, humor, order, and then strength. You may want to be literally, you desire to be happy before what a Leo desires. If you're dealing with a Leo, or Leo is your opposite energy. So you desire to do something that makes you happy before what other people desire. That's what I'm getting. So it's like you're conflicted. This is odd. It's hard to say because it's almost like I know how to explain this, right? The person that you need to encourage, right? They know that you know they're intelligent, you know that they know what they're doing or something like that. It's hard for you to tell them that because you weren't told that. And I hope that makes sense. It's like you were told to do something that like a parent wanted you to do, right? Like you're on the path that your parent wanted you to be on, but you know somebody that needs to be on their own path, and that's hard for you to tell them to do that because you weren't told that. And in that same breath, if they're on their own path, or if you confirm what that person knows, then they may start challenging you. And that's where your internal conflict comes from, because I feel like right now you're doing something that somebody else wants you to do. Okay, you're kind of putting another person's happiness before your own, or their desires before your own. And I hope that I made that make sense. You said I'm on point. So hopefully, hopefully the way that I explain that makes sense. So it's kind of like a conundrum of like, yes, this person is right. Yes, they're correct. But when they start to be correct, then they're going to challenge you, which challenge things that you believe and challenges decisions that you have made for yourself. So it's like a domino effect. All right, what's the outcome for the Aquariuses? And then we're going to do Pisces. Okay, you have mood, versatility, and peace. Because you desire humor. What might be triggering you, or what might you regret here? Or because this can be mood too. Like this can be like kind of sitting with an opportunity that you're not taking. You may even be ignoring opportunities for somebody else's betterment. So make sure that that's something that you're not doing as well. But what's triggering mood here, or what do you regret? What are you ignoring that you don't get to do? Yeah, see, Sagittarius, healing, inspiration. This is Aquarius right here. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like it's going to be it's bouncing off of each other. But it's like you don't like that, or you don't want to listen to that. You're like, no, I don't want to listen to that, or something like that. All right, so it's going to kind of bounce back and forth. All right, so that was Aquarius. We're going to do Pisces. All right, Pisces. Last but not least, and then when I come back, I will do these backwards for y'all so that the late signs get a more clear reading. Cancer is back at 42 minutes and Virgo is back at 76. And I will timestamp this after I'm done, so it will be in the description. All right, Pisces. All right, what's the energy for my Pisces here? What's the situation for the Pisces? Okay, ambition. All right, working towards something, building upon it. It could also just be about like a certain pattern, something that's repetitive. All right, what role do you play here, Pisces? Okay, intuition. All right, so you're intuitive. You're following your instincts. Okay. What are you doing? What are you, let me slow down. You're following your instincts, your intuition. Okay. What are your instincts telling you to do, Pisces? What are your instincts telling you to do here? Okay, inspiration, that Aquarius reading that I just did. So that Aquarius reading made sense. Okay. Yeah, angel, Sagittarius. Literally. So that Aquarius reading that I just did, you may want to watch that. Let me write that down. So that Aquarius reading and Sagittarius reading, you got healing and truth. All right, so literally that reading, I don't know if you have anything to do with an Aquarius or a Sag. I'm also getting to, if this is just within yourself, you're like, okay, I need to inspire a Sagittarius, or I'm inspired to teach, I'm inspired to travel, things like that. What other energy should you be in? So if you're questioning your intuition, you're not wrong, Pisces, or what other energy should you be in here? And then we'll get the cards. Okay, hustle. All right, peace and connectivity. All right, so I feel like there's one person that's not thinking about something, and there's another person that's constantly thinking about it. There is a polarity there. You said Aquariuses are hard to help. There's a high priestess. There's intuition. All right, but nah, you intuitively, you know something about Aquarius or Sagittarius energy there. You might need to listen to the Aquarius reading. Hey, welcome. Welcome to the new folks. If you're watching on TikTok, this will be up on my YouTube. All right, so let's get 8 cards. Okay, you got the 3 of Wands, the World card, the Ace of Wands. There's your inspiration, Ace of Cups. The Knight of Wands, there's a Sagittarius, Knight of Swords. So this literally, that looks like a Sag and Aquarius to me. It could be, I don't know, but we'll clarify the 8 of Wands and then the Page of Swords. All right, so literally I'm getting waiting. We're done waiting. Waiting is over. The 3 of Wands, the World card. And then there's the inspiration to do something new. The Knight of Wands is trying to do so. If this is a Sag Aquarius, something like the Sag is doing something and the Aquarius is trying to stop them. If that's people. And yeah, the 8 of Wands is talking. We got the Page of Swords noticing that information. Okay. All right, this is going to be interesting. Let's see. So what role do you play in these 8 cards down below, Pisces? So your rebellion, okay, what is the norm here? What do people normally do in your scenario? And then we'll see what you're doing differently. Okay, so we got guidance. Normally you listen, or normally you are guided to do something here. What is everybody else guided to do? Or you don't really fit into this group. You're kind of different than this group of women or group of people. What is everybody else doing? And then we'll see what you're doing instead. Okay, confidence. What are you doing instead, Pisces? All right, so most people are doing something solo or independently funding something. All right, instead you have style, sexuality, and passion. You may not be doing something independently. You may be like, when it comes to dating, you're actually dating other people, or you're with other people. You could be with a Cancer here. All right. Let's see what the Three of Wands is. What came to an end with the World card? Okay, so we see the truth already. So the truth about what here? So now that we have the truth about emotions. Okay, so we figured out how emotions play a part in a scenario. Okay, so it's like the truth about emotions and how they affect us. Okay. What is the truth about emotions in this scenario? Or we found out the truth about how somebody feels. Okay, you guys, sexuality and mood. So this is the thing. If we're talking about literal sex, because I pull sexuality and passion, somebody could be talking about how, like, maybe sex affects their emotions and it's kind of throwing them off, or they're not focused. Okay, we're also getting like how emotions can contribute to how we are making our decisions, or what decisions we are making. Somebody could be making an emotional decision and not remaining grounded. Okay, we got sexuality and mood. What does somebody regret here? What are they sad about? Or it's like somebody is sad or ignoring something. Okay, perspective on what? They wish they didn't view something that way. Okay, viewing what? Knowledge. Somebody would, so if somebody was knowledgeable about a subject, they had a certain perspective on that, or who they view as knowledgeable, or who they view as intelligent. I feel like if somebody is knowledgeable, we had a certain perspective on that person. Like, we didn't believe that they knew. Okay, what is this person knowledgeable about what here, and then how did we view it? Okay, we got voice and ambition. Maybe talking about how they work, or this would be a good job for you. This person's intelligent. They're a teacher. They're helping. How do we view this person? Okay, so we viewed somebody as fighting, or we viewed somebody as competition because they were knowledgeable. We viewed somebody as if they were fighting, arguing, but they knew what, but somebody knows what they're talking about. Yeah, voice and emotion. Somebody looks like they're emotional, but they're knowledgeable, or they're intelligent. How should this person be viewed? So somebody knows what they're talking about. They're not wrong, but everybody feels like they're fighting, or they're arguing, or they're emotional. What? You should view this person as self-esteem. So either they're now I read up on this card. So it's like they're not arguing, they're not conflicted, they're not fighting. Maybe it's the way they're saying it. Maybe they don't sound confident when they're saying it. Yeah, and then you have leadership again, dominance and versatility. So this person knows what they're talking about, but they're isolated, or nobody listens to them. It could be like somebody controlling how smart this person is, or controlling what they're allowed to say, or like whoever's in a leadership position, literally they controlled what somebody was allowed to create, but they're actually very smart. So somebody knows what to do. Like, if this is within yourself, Pisces, and you're questioning yourself because like an authoritative figure, or somebody that you work for, somebody that you grew up with, they didn't allow you to be smart. They know what you're talking about. I'm also getting too, if this is somebody that wants to do something specific for work, voice and ambition, they look like they're challenging or authority or something, but they're just the only person that wants to do that for a living. Or if this is in the career place, like say this is in the work field, somebody is intelligent and then their manager takes that like offensively or something like that, or like their manager does not allow them to even showcase their work. So if y'all work corporate, that's a very common thing, especially like depending on who you are or what setting you're in. Like you may be very knowledgeable and like your manager's not allowing you to showcase that. They're controlling what you can create. It could be a parent, anything. Where did this perspective come from here? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, vision and leadership. It's just the way that somebody observes leadership, or I'm also getting to somebody could feel insecure about what they know because they observe like their parents doing something in particular, or they observe their manager doing something in particular, but really they're actually very intelligent. Okay, what other energy should you be in here, Pisces? And then we're going to timestamp it, y'all. What other energy should you be in here? Okay, humor. You should be happy. You should laugh. All right, what is, or there could be irony here. So I feel like that's ironic, right? Like somebody is intelligent, but they think they're not because somebody else is telling them that they're not, or something like that. Like I feel like there's irony in how much somebody actually knows. What else is funny or ironic here? Yeah, resistance in knowledge. That's the thing. Somebody actually is very smart. So it's almost like maybe somebody's resisting being smart. But like they want to play dumb to fit in. Somebody could be doing that. They want to play dumb to fit in. Or like if it's a group of people at work, that's very, you know, that's very common. What's the outcome here for you, Pisces? Okay, defense. Okay, defense, superstition. But so something gets blocked out, but you are intuitive. So let's just, now if you're following your intuition, there's any level of manipulation, you don't have to worry about that. You're not going to be manipulated. But what gets blocked out here? Okay, you got spirituality, dominance, and versatility. Don't let like a spiritual belief system control what you're creating, or a religious belief system control what you're creating. Intuition is different than spirituality. All right, so you might want to watch the Cancer reading, because in the Cancer reading, they had a perspective of something where they thought something was spiritual and they were making a decision based off of this like spiritual belief system. Your intuition is different than any spiritual belief system or religious belief system. All right, it's very separate. It's like, okay, you can even equate like spirituality to me doing these cards, right? I don't need to do cards to make sure that I follow my intuition out in public. I'm not carrying cards with me all day, every day, and doing things. I'm not pulling cards all day. Those are separate things. Or like, I don't need a bunch of crystals on me to even pull these cards right now. This is part intuition. I use my intuition to do this. Or, you know, there's a lot of things that you can equate to this. It's a lot of things spiritually. Or like, okay, just for the, like people say, okay, music has vibrations, right? That's a spiritual belief system. Certain music that you listen to may be high versus low vibrational. Okay, I can listen to spin that, but my intuition tells me, okay, it's not a good idea to go scam people or be a booster. I can listen to the song and dance to it, and that may spiritually affect me, as they say, but it's okay. I'm intuitively smart enough to know I shouldn't go do that. I can listen to NWA. I can listen to King Von, but I know intuitively, hey, it's a bad idea to go shoot somebody. Like it's you can say like, oh, spiritually this, that, and a third, but your intuition is going to be stronger. That's not going to create. That's not going to control what you're creating. I'm also getting to like, you don't want to get into a scenario where it's like, okay, I gotta wait until the new moon to do this. No, you don't. Go ahead and do the idea that you have, or you know, it's stuff like that. That can be spiritual things as well that can be blocking you. All right, or a religion that's controlling women. Don't allow a religion to control you as a woman, things like that. Or don't allow a religion to control your comfort. All right, so you said music does affect your spirit. Hey, I don't know. Y'all gotta be more grounded. If a song can affect you that easily, you gotta get more grounded in your own body and in your own mind and your own spirit. All right, y'all. Don't let something. A song ain't nothing but 3 minutes. If it can affect you like that, you gotta get some more grounding and things like that. All right, y'all. I'm gonna timestamp it. I'm going to timestamp also like that Sag little disclaimer after it because I know the Sages may be a little confused because I do want people to hear that disclaimer. It's very important. But thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to timestamp it and I'll be back tomorrow and I'm going to do it in the reverse tomorrow. All right, y'all. Have